Lucas before, arguably the most WTF day in our campaign history, with dragons, assassins, skyports, gods, resurrections, all in one day. So I'm done. I'm done planning and prepping shit. It's over to you guys now. Like,
Did you
yeah,
plan for all of that to happen in the same day?
no, but nothing like a bit of I don't know, urgency, is there? I maybe need to stop it with the urgency, but yeah, we will pick up. I'm going to say, like, I've had a request to pick up virtually from when we left off last. So, and I would say it was, 11:30. It was close to midnight, and it was at that point that a successful call beyond the veil to Mistra, whose midnight essence still inhabited the temple, was successful, and that sent forth Polonius, who seemingly is tied to Mistra's realm, to sacrifice his life essence to bring back the innocent halfling druid, who came back a bit different. Seemingly, the being that you know as Panaku is a corrupted version of Umberly, who is hell-bent on making the other gods of fury, for a start, pay for their betrayal, which was kind of told to you through at the Independence Theatre. It seems as though in Aural's last act as a god, she bestowed her blessing onto Tilly, whose eyes now twinkle with a frosty blue and whose skin seems cold to the touch. But yeah, we'll pick up in the temple as Tilly kind of comes back to her senses, if you wish.
What's going on? I'm so confused right now.
Who's there?
I guess Mir is.
Yeah.
Smoke, Mir, Tisha.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
so.
Jacob ran in and gave Tilly a hug because she was breathing.
Everyone's there. Very
Oh,
good.
I. Oh, it feels weird. I can barely remember what. We went to that place, didn't we? We saw the play, and it was wonderful. Like something I've never seen before. And then, I mean, all I remember after that is just cold. Really, really, really cold, and then like nothing.
You probably don't want to remember. It's probably for the best.
You're right.
Sorry, Lucy. Sorry, you're very quiet. I think not talking into your headset. If
You can't hear me.
Yeah, it
breaks up. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're a bit too.
I could hear you. I was getting away with it. Okay, I was just asking, how are you? Like, how are you feeling now?
I mean, it's hard to describe, but in that moment that after it's been so cold and then like there was this place where I was and there was like nothing, and I have this feeling. I have this feeling like for that moment, in that moment, that I was there and there was nothing. I could remember. I could remember everything. everything that I needed to know about my life, about everything, and then I was back here, and then all of it is gone. It's like snuffed, and I honestly don't know how to feel about this. I feel sad. I feel distraught. I feel
You
all of it
notice.
is
Oh,
gone again.
sorry.
No, go on.
Those of you notice in at what is nearly midnight in the temple in a stone building. The rest of you, having rushed about, can feel like the heat of your lungs, and you can see your breath on the air. But it seems as though the more emotional Tilly gets, a light coating of frost adorns the upper kind of clothing tabard that she wears. Normally, where she has a collection of like vines and flowers over just under her cloak. They all just seem as if coated with like uh, the faintest kiss of a winter's morning, and you don't see Tilly's breath on the air.
You look freezing.
Do
Do you need? Do you want me to wrap you up? How do you feel?
I don't feel that at all. I I don't feel the cold. Like it's just not there. What I
Um,
do feel is the only thing that's left, the sadness and almost like longing, and the worst thing about what makes it even worse is that the sense of loss that I feel. And the weirdest thing about this is not it's not just my loss that I'm feeling. It's yours, Mir, and I don't understand the feeling. What what happened?
well, I brought you back here, and I prayed, and I guess midnight was still here. Is
You're
still here.
you're you're the god mistress. She's good. I know. She helped me,
Yeah,
but
she helped you, but there was a cost. Um, and I'll hold up the ring and say, a friend of ours. He was the price.
the
So I am sad, but I'm happy that you're back.
wait. Are you talking about that being that we saw in the sewers that helped us against? That was your friend.
Polonius. Polonius is gone.
Polonius. Yeah, yeah, he's gone.
Why would he do this?
Mister asked him to. It's okay.
I mean, thanks for saying this, but how am I supposed to go on knowing that someone had to die for me to live?
I don't know. I don't know whether he's dead. I don't know whether he was really alive. He was kind of alive. But I don't think he's dead. I think he's just not here anymore with me. Maybe we can meet him again someday. I don't know.
He's gone probably to Mistra's plane to be with Mistra.
This is
Yeah.
I can't. And Tilly will sort of slump and get start sobbing, and then something will happen to her, which is what you haven't seen before in terms of like you only seen her do this when she was in threat, but it seems like emotional scarring is also a trigger, and she will transform. I've got a separate table for it. Dan, feel free to come up with something based on that. I just got general things.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like a table, so I can,
Well, small primate, if you're in this kind of wintry position, you know those little like white spider monkeys?
yeah.
I imagine one of those.
She will sort of just transform, and the little spider monkey just sort of looks around. She's still got like wet under her eyes, but the monkey very quickly kind of starts going animalistic in terms of like she loses interest in human things, and she will just like look around, be a little monkey essentially.
Well, there's a fountain nearby.
Yeah, unless you stop her, she's gonna just like try and pull see if there's a food, or
Mhm.
she might go in and jump in the fountain. Tilly can't deal with emotional trauma, just the same as she can't deal with physical, it seems.
The rest of you are left contemplating this cathartic transformation and wondering if it's just Tilly's way of dealing with things or if it's really something to worry about. Nonetheless, the weight of everything that's happened, not least this most recent sacrifice, bears heavily down on you. Does anyone wish to try and coax Tilly somewhere, or what does anybody wish to do? Anything?
Tisha's going to walk over. Tisha's going to walk over to Mia and just give her a big hug.
Thanks. I'm really hungry.
That's not
hungry.
As if on cue, stooping down the low kind of side door into the temple, the massive frame of your Triton friend sticks his head through. Someone
Food?
say food.
Do you have shuffins? Can I have shuffins?
I made like a protein shuffin earlier. I wasn't sure. I was experimenting.
I'll take it.
I mean, it's midnight. You don't usually.
Yeah. I'm starving.
And he just points the way to the kitchen.
I've literally just remembered why you were going on about food. I was like, what a reaction to sadness. Yeah, it's just come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll run off to the kitchen and go, someone watch the monkey. Run away to go and eat.
Triton's like, what monkey? As Tilly jumps down on his shoulder. Whoa! What? Who? I'm going to make him make an animal handling check. That's what's going to happen.
Nice.
Till he dies. Because Balzac squishes him.
He rolled a 19, so he's not too phased, but it's not really an animal, so he just kind of puts you like on his shoulder, like, okay. What's the rest of you doing?
Smoke's running after Mia, like she's hungry again. That's strange. I gotta go and see this.
You see when Mia and Smoke go into the kitchen, you see like a whole week's worth of like meal prep, all kind of laid out in the kitchen with like a protein shuffin in every little, and then a whole pile of spare ones that he'd obviously overmade.
I'll eat the spare ones
Sure.
first.
Yeah. Tucking into the shuffin, it's not the kind of shuffin you're used to. Like there may be like dainty, like breakfast pancake thing. But they taste a lot thicker and stodgier. But for you, Mia, who hasn't been concerned about the taste of food for months, it's the best thing you've ever eaten. How many do you eat? Roll a D100.
Yay! Oh my god, a D100.
This is when you get your 100.
Or if I roll for a divine intervention and get it right, I'll be so. Oh my god.
99 stuffings.
That's not possible.
No.
You eat all the
I had
stuffings.
90. Yeah.
All of
99%
the pile, all of Valzax's meal prep. They're just too good. You're overcome with taste and desire I've not felt for a long time. Smoke, you weren't quick enough.
Yeah, I was just watching like. You can taste.
Oh, sorry. I need to eat. I'm so hungry. It's like I've not eaten in months.
So your taste, it's back or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go and
Yeah,
grab one
this
of like his Valzac's meals and try something different to a shove in, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll shove it in her face, like, try it.
What is it?
It's 3 raw peeled carrots.
Oh my god, these are delicious.
Wow, you really
They're
have been
fresh.
missing out for a long time.
I mean, they're not as nice as Sheffins, but I've missed it so much. Polonius was worth it, but I guess this is what I get back with him gone.
Oh, this is because Polonius is gone, huh?
I think so.
Valzax comes back saying, "No, you obviously just haven't had really good food in that time."
Sure. Yeah. That's it. You are
They're
correct.
awesome, right?
I'm sorry I ate all of them.
It's fine. Like I say, it was experimental anyway. I'll just get up in a few hours and make a whole load more.
Yeah. And make extra.
Extra. I'm going to need some more equipment. I already bought 25 pounds of flour. And he just you see him like kind of going through the cupboards and starts making up like a shopping list. Yeah, the hour is late though, guys. You have a monkey roasting around, you're raiding the kitchen. Anything anybody else wants to do before presumably turning in for a cold night?
Yeah. No, we could go to bed. I mean, we'd probably go to bed in like a food coma.
Yeah, just
Maybe say
crumbs
an extra
everywhere.
prayer before, since she knows that maybe midnight is still around.
With a full belly, you feel the comforting embrace of your god. Although you don't feel particularly divine. Like, I've eaten so much.
Yeah.
Jacob, what about you?
Well, I was watching the monkey for a while. Just like, what the hell?
Playing chess with the monkey?
I mean, I'd probably lose.
Maybe.
And just making sure Tilly doesn't get into too much trouble as a monkey.
Make an
Wait.
animal handling check there, Jacob, then.
Wait to see if she calms down mostly. Animal handling is a straight roll for Jacob. 9.
I'd say with that roll, it takes you a while to maybe coerce Tilly into a calmer state, chasing the spider monkey form around more than a few meeting rooms, equipment rooms, and prayer sanctums before finally, maybe at like 2 a.m., getting the chance to settle down.
Okay.
If
Sorry.
basically you grabbed her and the monkey gets sort of very, very tired, and she won't like go on your hands or anything, but like will visibly come down and go towards like the sleeping quarters. She won't go in in Tilly's room though. she will go to Mir's room and she will climb on the bed at the foot of the bed and lie down and fall asleep there. Which, if you follow her, when she falls asleep, that immediately breaks the wild shape, so she just turns into sleeping Tilly at the foot of Mir's bed.
I'm gonna do anything about that. Mia's in a food coma. I'll leave her. Let Mia deal with you in the morning. I will, before Jacob turns in, he will go and sit in front of the mirror in his chambers and think about the magic face thing again
Mm-hmm.
and try and just practice a little bit. So he's going to concentrate, and today he's going to concentrate on what Valsax looks like and see if he can, rather than just make his glamours go away, see if he can do anything else. So he's going to concentrate on the face of Valsax.
Is this just before you go to bed after chasing
Yeah.
around Tilly till like 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. You leave the sleeping halfling at the foot of your friend's bed, and you pull the door to, and you wander back. And yeah, that curiosity just creeps into the back of your mind, and you go into the bathroom where you started the day. And you realize when you get into the mirror, you're thinking about whether you'd be able to do what you want to do, and you pick Valzax presumably as just a test to see how far this ability seems to go. And you light a candle in your room and take it into the bathroom, and you're already blue. Your eyes glisten with like expanded pupils that reach almost to the edge of your eyeball. You have this kind of faintly green scale feature down the center of your brow and under your cheekbones. Your neck feels rough, and you find it slightly more difficult to breathe. Although you realize after a few moments that this is psychosomatic. You're not really Valzax. You just look like him.
Okay. A little bit more than my glamours then. Okay, I can. That's cool, but also slightly worrying. I must tell Mia and the others in the morning.
Are you talking to yourself currently?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I'm
Okay.
talking to myself. 'Cause I've just looked in the mirror and I'm Valsax now. It's like, oh.
It's all right. I'm just psychologist DM. Jacob is going insane.
I mean,
As you
you've
would do,
thrown
presumably, being able to transform.
after the day we've had as well.
Yeah, yeah. What's real? Jacob has no idea. He's living in a David Fincher movie right now.
Just calm himself down, try and turn back, and then go to bed.
Tisha, presumably you return home with Frederick.
Yeah, I think she needs some like sort of counselling and a kind of this is what happened with my day kind of thing, and like a cuddle in bed, basically.
Mm-hmm. Freddie walks you home holding hands, and he just listens. He feels like he's only been able to play a peripheral part in one of your biggest, worst, terriblest, best days ever.
Yeah.
And as you walk past the Independence Theatre, you notice that it has been entirely cordoned off. There is a set of guards pulling a night shift posted out there, even on Midwinter's Festival night. Freddie does his best to just kind of shield you away from it and walk kind of a long way around, not to kind of bring back any too upsetting memories.
Yeah, she's kind of half falling asleep on him as well.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon.
Smoke. What are you doing?
I think Smoke is just go back to his whatever quarters we've got for sleeping, and do a little bit of a secret practice while no one's around, reading a few of the old books that were on Galen's old bookshelf and fooling around trying to like mess around with his little cantrips in secret, and then I'll just go to bed.
as you go back into your room and you light a torch, you see a. Well, I'm going to get you to make a stealth check if you would, just to see how quiet you are. Not that quiet. Yeah, you come in and you kind of almost preoccupied with the maybe the somatic components of your new abilities, and you're very tall and very live. You just bump your head as you walk into your bedroom, and it seems to stir the sleeping tabaxi that's in the chair at the desk at the far end of your room.
I'll just. Is he doing that thing where he's kind of leaning back and I can just trip the chair up?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just sweep the chair, yeah.
What? Smoking Mirror, it's you. I wasn't sleeping.
Never sleep how someone can get you back.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I was waiting here for you.
You make it
I
too
must
easy.
have dozed off. What was I? You see him just kind of collect himself. He scratches his kind of fuzzy, kitten-esque head, and he stands up. He's like, right, yes. Number one, he brings out the flame tongue longsword, which he has had expertly polished. It looks really nice.
Not only you didn't lose it, you've taken care of my weapon.
Of course. I mean, I definitely didn't drop it off a pier and have to get it cleaned or anything.
Of course.
Anyway, I also ran into. Well, it was really strange. Like it was a bird, but the bird talked, and they pointed me to a knot in a tree way by the City of Stones, they call it, where the dwarves bury the nobles. It is a letter addressed to you, Smoke.
This
I
bird
did not open it.
Didn't give you its name?
No. I'm not used to, building a rapport with tiny woodland creatures.
What was the
I was
name
just
of
very shocked.
That one bird we knew. I'll open the letter.
It becomes apparent as you unroll the delicate parchment that's kind of lovingly tied with this rustic string. That you, as soon as it says, as soon as you open it, you can see that it is familiar handwriting. Kirsty, do you want to read what it says?
Ooh.
Yes, let me just brush off my accent. Baby brother, how are you doing? You look great, by the way. Oh, yes, I can see you. The fairies are watching you, and they show me what you're up to. Just kidding. I just wanted to pass along my midwinter blessing or whatever, and let you know that we all miss you, but I miss you the most. Prime Wonder has been insufferable after his shame at the clan meet, and he keeps wanting to have deep talks about how to communicate how he feels. What a chump. Please write me back or let me know how you are, and please enjoy the small gift from your favorite twin sister, Jade Canvas.
And what falls out the bottom of the letter?
Chunky, kind of gold hoop earring with the initials SM and JC on it. And the JC ones are really beautiful and swirly. And the SM ones are very plain and less impressive as a fuck you.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah,
She's clearly inscribed it herself.
Smoke would receive that with great joy, but visibly cringe at the fairies watching. Think like, oh god, shudder a little bit.
I don't know if it would occur to Smoke about the almost prophetic timing. Smoke acquires a magic blessing, and then the same night the fairies are watching.
Yeah. But I'll take a good look at the earring. Figure it's about right that the more ostentatious one belongs to my sister. I guess I'll put it on. Put mine on anyway.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
going
just
pirate
one.
hoop.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah.
With both initials on, yeah.
Awesome. With that, Midwinter's day becomes Midwinter's night and moves forward 6 hours into the next morning. The sky, the sunrise is blood red in the sky, and the temperature is as cold as ever. Many of you had to get up and acquire some extra blankets, and you really feel that Silvercrest now is almost a dormant husk of its former self, and the battle scars of the past year are visible, and something you feel in your souls, all of you, and you know in your heart that Silvercrest is going to need time to recover, and it's going to need hard work focusing on the things that build a city, the trading and the talking and the organizing and the inspiring. It's had more than its fair share of bloodshed and battles. And to those of you who have lived an adventurous life up to this point, the call of new horizons, or in some cases old ones, becomes immutable. What are you doing?
So when Mir wakes up in the morning, like with stomach full, I guess, uh, Tilly's there, just sort of sat at, next to her bed, maybe on the floor, the crossed legs. And as soon as you open your eyes and look at her, she'll say, "I'm sorry.
Huh?
It's
What?
my fault. I'm sorry.
What?
It's my fault."
Wait, what? Did you sleep here?
You wouldn't have to sacrifice him if I could take care of myself. If I could control what I do.
They put you in a crystal. You couldn't control that.
I can be better at controlling the wild shape. I could pick a different form. I couldn't do many things that I should be doing as a druid of my level skills, but I can't do it, and it's my fault, and that's why it happened. So I'm sorry.
Come here, and I'll get her in. It's not your fault.
It feels like
You
it.
didn't do anything on purpose. Polonius was there to serve a purpose, and I didn't know that the purpose was so we could have you back.
He was your friend, though. He wasn't just a thing to serve, right?
He wasn't much of a talker.
You're you're being fair. You're being awfully kind. You're trying to downplay this, but I do feel what you're feeling. extremely well at. I'm extremely good at detecting what other people are feeling, and it's okay. It's okay to be sad, even though you were helping somebody else. It's me in this case. You don't have to feel guilty about being sad about this.
I'm sad. I don't feel guilty about feeling sad, but
That's good.
I don't feel resentful for anything causing my sadness.
I think it's because you're a very good person, and I just don't know how I deserve this.
Well, you seem cool too. You seem pretty good. You got really blue eyes now.
I feel like more things came to me after sleeping and feeling better, and you've seen this too, didn't you? She's gone, Frost Maiden. She's gone, and that thing you had to fight with before, that thing that ate your friend, you said,
Mm.
it's the worst thing that I have ever felt in my life, and that's saying not much because I have not a lot of memories with me, but whatever it takes, and if I have to die again, then so be it, but I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you take this down. Whatever it takes. You can always
Good.
count on me for whatever it's worth.
Thanks, Tilly. You can't. I know you feel cold and you feel different. You don't you don't feel any of Polonius, do you? You can't hear him. He's not with you.
I I'd like to think that he is, you know.
Yeah, he could change his form too.
Maybe that will help me. I don't I need to get my memories back and be better, but that can wait. Whatever you need first is my number one priority right now.
Mia, as you
First.
look into the twinkling blue eyes of this halfling thrust onto a path she'd only just become aware of, that twinkle, frost like, wintry, you're not sure if you see just a little pink flare.
Let's go have some breakfast.
Oh my god. Yes. Let's
Round
go have
two.
breakfast. Yes.
You can already, Valzax, it seemingly doesn't require much sleep. And he is cooking up a storm for everybody at the temple. It's early, just before 8 o'clock, and you're greeted with a whole contingent of clerics, assistants. Seems as though like kind of day after Halloween, like all the decorations get put away, new start. This traditionally, the day after midwinter is like looking forward. There's a kind of an energetic buzz about the place. Everyone's eager to get going and do the council's bidding. It's not every day that that a religious group claims to commune directly with their deity, and Valzax himself, as well as other council members, Warkek, and you heard Corizel was supposed to be coming, but yeah, there's just instructions, plans, and ambition, thick in the atmosphere. What are your plans and ambitions for today? Or is this at the point where you wanted to like fast forward a little bit?
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah,
I've sent you. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, you go.
I've sent you the 3 things I wanted to do, so maybe we can fast forward through some of it.
You wanted to go see Trazamin. Was that one of them?
Definitely.
Yeah, we can do that.
Ask Jacob to take me to see Ruby and ask her about the amulet.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're in the area, ask him to take me to the cemetery as well to have a look at some trees.
Okay. The RP wise, the most important for that, I think, will be reconvening with Trazamin at the Temple of Umberly. I will make you and Jacob roll a roll each. One of you roll investigation, another one roll nature.
Okay, I'll do nature.
I'll do investigation.
I'm gonna use my inspiration for this because I should have used it for my dev save. All right. Okay, I'm glad I did.
Nice. Okay, so you take the long walk, Jacob and Tilly, together towards the City of Stones. Jacob relays the last time he was there. CGS will recall having to dig up some gnomish graves to defuse a bomb in the graveyard.
That was fun.
Yeah. In the winter time, because the ground is usually very solid, the City of Stones isn't staffed at this time, so you're able to wander into the grounds and find a tree. And with a 22, you find a old oak tree that features in a kind of dark grotto, really almost built into the cemetery grounds. It's got ancient stone walls. It hints almost at a burial site that predates Silvercrest itself. The tree, to you, Tilly, is thick with mold. Seemingly, some of the shelter in this grotto means that some of the greenery and life that you wouldn't usually expect to see at winter time has actually remained here. There's a thick, musky smell, but unfortunately, no mushrooms.
Oh, she will give Tree a big hug, and turn around to Jacob and say, this one has some history behind it. The place we're going to, your old home, is it?
It was for a time.
Does it have lots of nice trees?
I don't know, Dan. Does it?
You tell me. I'm taking
yeah.
a different approach to Lost Hollow. You tell me.
Nice.
Not many within the town itself. It's a port town. Lots of buildings, not much greenery, not there. There's forests around it, though.
I mean, you seem to be very comfortable within forests and.
As from after I left, an elven ranger taught me the ways of the woods and brought me with him across the lands. I don't know how far you travelled to get here. You don't remember. I travelled for a long time to get to Silvercrest. And I learnt a lot on the way. But there were trees, but not within the city itself, in the town itself.
Are you worried about going back?
There were good reasons I ran away. Although my father sent a letter saying that he was happy to. He wanted me to come back and he'd tell me the truth. I don't know if he will. I don't know if I can trust him.
Right, yeah.
Or anyone there.
I don't know anything about your past, obviously, and I wouldn't want to presume, but one thing I can tell you is that I would give anything to remember my parents and go see them and be able to reunite with them. So whatever it is, I'm sure you'd be happy to see him again.
If he helps me find my mother, then yes. She
I
won't.
hope he does. I hope.
And
Well,
also, there's the. After I left home, before I left the city, there's the town. Before I left last holiday, there were people there. I hope they are still there. People that I had to leave in a hurry. It'd be nice to see them, if no one else.
I'll do anything I can to help you.
Yeah, there are trees outside the town. Most of the ones closer to will have been taken for wood for ships, I'd imagine.
That's fun. The Wild Mother allows me to travel between different trees on a great distance, so it could be useful. I am keen to use it, but never did it before.
Travel through trees?
Oh, you're in for a treat. But we'll leave it
I'm
for
in for a
another
tree, apparently.
You're in for a treat. I've seen other druids do it. I think I have a recollection of that. Nothing specific, but yeah.
I'd love to. A druid just poked the head out of the tree. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean
Who's
to.
that? Is this? I'm sorry. Is this tree taken? Yeah. I would love if we could go see that lady you got the amulet from.
Ruby, the jeweler, yes.
Just curious, maybe she knows who got it for her.
Who knows? Maybe you sold it to her.
that would be crazy.
You make your way into the nearby district of Hearthcast, not far towards the Ruby Resolve. Shops are open. You smell the kind of faint smell of coal and soot on the air as the forges are lit, and you hear the distant clanging of iron and steel. As you make your way towards the center of town, there's more taverns and the familiar jewelry store where the finest gems that pass through Silvercrest are curated by Ruby Mulmuri. You go in, and there's no assistant to be seen. However, a very tired, weary, somewhat hungover Ruby Mulmuri kind of looks up, not expecting much trade at this time of the morning, but still open nonetheless. She rubs her eyes at the sight of Tilly. I'm going to make her roll.
Cool.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
Aye. Excuse me.
I'm
and then
Tilly.
she downs a shot of whiskey. Well, don't get many halflings round here.
Your voice changed so drastically after you had that drink.
Oh, selling jewelry is all about presentation, dear, and that goes for the seller as well as the jewelry. Is there something I can do for you? I hope you had a good Midwinter's festival, by the way. Oh,
I look at Jacob. Jacob looks at me, and we're like, "Well, it was eventful."
Yes.
The party that I went to last night was to die for.
Ah. Yeah.
I'm
We
glad
don't
you
make jokes
enjoyed
like
it.
that anymore in our group.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I am suffering, though, to be quite honest. So if there's something I can help you with, please tell me. Then I
Well,
can go back to sleep.
a few days ago, 2, I think, or maybe yesterday, you sold me. It was such a long day. You sold me a gilded flower druidic.
This
Oh, you're very right. Is there something wrong with it? I mean, it doesn't look well gilded. It's such a unique item.
is perfect. We're just wondering. I was wondering that maybe you know who sold it to you.
Oh, there's a few halflings. I'm sorry. It was such a long time ago, and I am quite hungover. There was a few. Let me see if I can see your sales records. Just give me a few moments. She goes through the receipts and papers. Ah. Well. Bear with me. Mm-hmm. Now you mention it. The particular halflings who came through with this item, they had no money. They were selling virtually everything. I thought them travelers or kind of buskers along the road. They're from somewhere on the Elven Peninsula. Halflings and elves have lived side by side for generations. Or was it just across the Jaded Lakes? It'll be one of those. Jade Water or my Tandere. I can't remember which. I didn't write the specific one down.
Did you write down any names?
No, I'm sorry. They were mainly speaking Halfling, and I just don't speak it.
Well, that's mighty helpful. That is like so much more than I knew just this morning. I feel like, they might be my family, but I'm not good at remembering. I have.
You've lost your family.
I think so. I can't remember.
How? And she just kind of ponders the unique situation of not knowing whether you've lost a family you don't know you have.
I feel like I have. Inside, there is the feeling of longing and loss. So I think so. But this little brain is playing tricks on me, which I don't know why.
Strange.
But you gave me a lot. You gave me something to look, somewhere to look, somewhere to start. So I thank you. You're most kind.
Well, if you plan to go to Jade Water or my Tandere, wish you the best of luck. From what I hear, the Silvercrest isn't the only trading port that's experienced some disruption in the past few months. Just be
Oh.
careful on those high seas.
Jacob, maybe she heard something about your place.
Maybe. You haven't heard any news from Last Hollow, have you, Ruby?
Last Hollow? It's the last place we'd hear news from. It's right over the other side of the Isles.
I know, I walked most of it.
Goodness.
I was
No,
born
nothing.
there.
It's just generally, business talk. Supplies are up, busy trade routes, bandits. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it just seems like there's just a tension in the air at the minute, as if the whole Isles is a powder keg that could explode.
Yes. I feel we saw some of that pressure released last night at the theatre.
Speaking of releasing pressure, I've really got to go. So, thank you. I hope you. I hope you have a wonderful first day of day after midwinter. Goodbye. She, she runs. runs off.
I'm just wondering whether there would be something in my pouch mushroom that could alleviate symptoms, something that Tilly could think of in the moment.
Make a medicine check. Yeah, you've got a few reliable mushrooms when you've got a bellyache.
Right, so what Tilly will do is, before they leave the shop, she'll take a small pouch, put it on the counter, and write a little note, because she loves writing notes to people. And the note will say, if you're still feeling ill in the afternoon, please just make a tea out of these, brew them this way for that long, and then drink in small sips while cold, and it will help you. Love, Tilly. And she will just leave it there.
Okay. Right, we will head for a break. The rest of you think about your objectives over, it could be over a day today, next few days, and then we'll head towards 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 Saturday. All right. Thank you.
Thanks. See you in a bit.
Come gather near and bend your ear for a tale our tongues to wag. For she who'd led us towards the light, the Ballad of the White Stag. The chairwoman sat at her desk one day while the rain came down so hard. She met 5 white stags who brought the sunshine back, and she made them all town guards. She was crossed by a gnome who armed some bombs that would make the dogs into a pond. But the stags were too wise for the tiny gnome, and they sent him back to Gond. So come gather near and bend your ear for a tale our tongues to wag. For heard we not had stayed the night, the Ballad of the White Stag. She roused her men at the feasting hall, and she took the stags to the city wall. With a lightning strike and a nasty fall, the chairwoman saved us all. When the nightfall came and the chanting stopped, and I nearly spilt my drink, for in the dark, with Mistress' aid, she turned the walls to pink. So come gather near and bend your ear for a tale our tongues to wag. Thought heard we not had stayed the fight, the Battle of the White Stag. Now the chairwoman wields her family sword, and her brother wears a mask for the forgers' guilds and traders too. There's not too much to ask, so come gather near and bend your ear for a tale our tongues to wag. You better tip your glass, 'cause she saved our ass, the Battle of the White Stag. So come gather near and bend your ear for a tale our tongues to wag. You better tip your glass, 'cause she saved our ass, the Battle of the White Stag. Hey ho!
let's switch it up. Tisha, Smoke, what are we doing?
For me, it's pretty much just deattune and reattune to some items and stock up for the trips. Things like just anything we can do to get equipment, potions, stuff like that. But
Were
the
you
only
going to go see Caster?
Oh, well, we're planning to before we went.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something you'd all want to do together.
We
Yeah,
should.
maybe. I figured there'd be a meet and see us off kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I think even though he's told you like when the boat will be ready, there are things to like plan and discover. You won't really know how much equipment you'll need until you know what equipment you've got. And also, the big thing about this session, or one of the big things about this session, will be to decide on a crew and who, if anyone, is going to fulfill the 6 key roles. But yeah, we can meta that. You can talk about that above the table after the meeting with Caster. I assumed that was going to happen sooner rather than later, rather than kind of waving off the end of the pier. Only because Dragon Orb and stuff. But and you mentioned it earlier, so. Tisha, what about you?
So, Tisha obviously went back with Freddie and had a sort of a counseling kind of, my God, what is life kind of contemplation kind of evening. On reflection, she probably had a worse time when she was choosing friends over grandparents, but it was all pretty traumatic for her. But with, from the game that we played, she has, where's Naeem right now?
That is a good point. I will say Naeem has found a little B&B with Leica in the West Ward, which would just be at the south side of the city. So other side of the temple to you. You're more like up on the kind of northeast.
Okay. Well, she has been thinking through like her commitment to helping the homeless. And she has started writing letters to her parents to talk about funding. She's also set up a meeting with the Council of Stars and Caster to really talk about how to get to grips with this city and what work people we've got, what funding we have. And Freddie's involved in all this stuff. She wants a mission to go and speak to Naeem and sort of talk about how she makes it work where she's from. And that's what her morning has kind of consisted of, kind of
Councillor
thinking through. Yeah, getting to grips with things.
Very cool.
She's been inspired through trauma and wanting to make a difference.
Yeah. Reconvening briefly with Naeem. She's more a kind of like upstart revolutionary, and the way she brings about change is not through negotiation, inspiration, and cooperation. It's through blood and fire. However,
nothing to learn from her. Okay.
Yeah, but she does, even though she can't channel that energy in the way she normally would. Being your sister and being having been so long, she will basically be your like attaché. And she will try and draw upon resources and influence. If you're going to go and write to mum and dad, she will go and speak to Callum Magna, who is a elven dignitary of a similar station to your parents, but is on the south side of the mainland. The rest of the party know about him, and basically, she just wants to help you. And helping you will benefit her as well in her project on the south side. It's just getting more philanthropy and more engagement, things like that. But it's a big job, and it will take many months to accomplish. In the Council of Stars meeting, it would also become quite apparent that no one on the council can really spare themselves to go and join CGS. So your caster, your Corazels and your Warcacks and your Valzaxes and your Kalanes, they're all going to be indisposed with their own council priorities. So, just in case anyone was thinking of bringing any one of them along. But the guys wouldn't know that until Tisha. It's probably really up to you to break the news, I would say.
Yeah, yeah,
You won't be coming and etc.
yeah.
So shall we do that? Shall we do a meeting with Caster? Yeah,
Yeah.
over the next day or so. Okay.
I feel like Tisha's already set up a meeting to do with the more of the building, not in terms of what's happening next, but more like what have you got, what resources have we got, what funding we've got, what skill set have we got, all that kind of great stuff. And then like that's what she's focusing on. But she hasn't talked to these guys yet.
Yeah. Freddie is impressed and proud. This is the kind of go-getter politics that he always shied away from. He's become better at it since you've been around, but he still has a lot to learn. But yeah, this meeting at the Guild Hall probably occurs after Tisha's finished, talking to some guild masters, and Caster takes his leave of Broadgrove Castle and comes and joins you in his old office, which is a place of significance for the party, especially Smoke and Jacob, I guess, given that's where Dartharis was and where the orb was, etc. So yeah, he sits you all down. Can I first start by saying that I'm terribly glad that you all happened to be in the theatre a few nights ago. Seems that place holds some sort of exists at some sort of cross section of the weave. Seems to attract chaotic energy. I guess that's what my sister would say anyway. Tell me, how did you get on with the orb? Is it safe?
We should.
I'll look at Smoke.
We should say so. Yeah. It was given to the hands of Mister herself.
Do you mean that you metaphorically, or I mean, he looks a little bit confused.
I'll return the look to Mia.
Almost the most literal, actually.
I'd rather not ask. He kind of like rubs this scar. You still see kind of creasing across his forehead and under his cheek. He thanks Tisha for her hard work in really absorbing some of his former guildmaster duties, not really by design, but more by happenstance. She seems to be a lot more popular with some of the saltier and more jaded members of the guilds who have seen Caster, this former guild leader, kind of ascend to chairperson. These people they want someone on the ground doing more kind of day-to-day work. Despite that, Caster was able to requisition a ship. However, it wasn't a ship that was complete. The ship was 90% done. And over the time that you guys have been dealing with the orb, he has been able to compel the shipwrights and shipbuilders and the dockmaster to prioritize its completion. It is a sailing ship, which is a D&D stat block. I will tell you a bit more about it. Not that one.
Do we get to name it?
Well, that was my implication, wasn't it? So, goodness me, there's so many ships. Yes, okay. Maybe I could just, I don't know, share my screen. Yeah, I'm gonna see if this works. So you'd only see this in Discord, I'm afraid. I don't know how well you can see it. But yeah, it's a sailing ship. It's a gargantuan vehicle, 100-foot long and 20-foot wide. It can house 30 crew and 20 passengers. So this is a trade vessel. It's not a boat. It's designed for these kind of missions. 100-ton capacity, but it's quite slow, 5 miles an hour. 120 miles a day if the weather's good and the wind's behind you. It's got a couple of weapons, but what is pressing to Caster is that you select a crew for it. He's able to make some recommendations, given that his former position as a guildmaster, but he really defers to your expertise in terms of recruiting manpower, so to speak. You guys formed the KMF. You saved the Argent Knights, or what remained of them. You saved the city. You were a better judge of character than he is. So he's there, to make some recommendations if you need them or if you get stuck. But your objective really is to assemble a crew. I will tell you that Silvercrest is probably more in need of incoming trade than outgoing trade. But he tells you that he has compiled about 6 tons of trade goods to a value of about 24,000 gold pieces. And I've got a whole inventory which I will give you on Saturday. You don't need it now. But it's platinum, gold, saffron, silk, silver, iron, carriages, horses, rowboats, and food, really.
We better not lose it then.
Oh yeah, this is. Yeah, I mean, Tisha would know this as well. Like, given the number of meetings she's been to, this represents a significant portion of Silvercrest's remaining GDP. Like, they don't have much at the minute. The diamond mine's fucked. It's the middle of winter. They've just come through an invasion. The idea of giving you such a large ship when it perhaps didn't need such a large one is that you bring some shit back with you, if or at least you send it back full of stuff. Yeah. Whatever you can find. So yeah, Caster is grateful. I'll stop sharing my screen now. And yeah, he promises to watch over the orb, and he knows under kind of the council's watch and the KMF that the orb is in much safer hands than it was in the safe in his office. So who do you want to go and who do you want to get? Shall I tell you what the roles are and you can consider? All right. There's 6 roles to fill. Get in the right. Officers and crew. Okay, so bear in mind, a player character can fulfill one of these roles. If we don't choose a player character, I will give you a stat block to roll these checks with for this person. Yeah, on Saturday, but it depends who you get. But if you want, Smoke to be the captain or Mir to be the cook or whatever, you can. It's just, I'll tell you what kinds of people are required. All right. So, first of all, obviously, is the captain. The best captains have high intelligence and charisma scores. In terms of proficiency, obviously water vehicles would be good. Although it's not essential, it just adds your proficiency bonus to the checks. And intimidation and persuasion skills. So charismatic folks.
Cry, we need Coronac.
Yeah. Why do you think I put off a naval adventure for so long? I can't do it without him. Anyway, next is the first mate. This specialist keeps the crew's morale high by providing supervision, encouragement, and discipline. A first mate also benefits from a high charisma score, as well as proficiency with intimidation and persuasion. A bosun, is that the right pronunciation? B-O-S-U-N, bosun?
Bosun.
Bosun. The bosun provides technical advice to the captain and crew and leads repair and maintenance efforts. A good bosun has either high strength or dex, as well as proficiency with carpenter's tools and hopefully athletics. So we may not have exact fits for these, but you can pick best fits or people you think might have these. The next one is the Quartermaster. The Quartermaster plots the ship's course. So relying on knowledge of nautical charts, studying of the weather, sea conditions, things like that. A reliable Quartermaster tends to have high wisdom score, as well as a bonus of navigator's tools and the nature skill. Two more. The surgeon, obviously, person who tends to injuries, keeps illnesses from spreading. This person might benefit from high intelligence, proficiency with herbalism kits, and the medicine skill. And finally, the cook. A ship's cook works with limited ingredients aboard ship to make meals. A skilled cook keeps the crew's morale in top shape, while a poor one drags down the entire crew's performance. A talented cook has a high constitution score, as well as proficiency with brewer's supplies and or cook's utensils. I will say that if you, in terms of the tool proficiencies, which I think are the most challenging things to try and accommodate, because we don't have many of them, by taking on this role aboard a ship, you can have a chance to gain proficiency in those things. So
It's
like
a long trip, so you can learn it. Basically.
Exactly, you learn it on the job. So your bonuses won't start out very high, and you might have a rocky start to your journey. But hopefully, the longer you spend at sea in this role, the more you could benefit from these tool proficiencies. A way to make your initial journey maybe quicker, more successful, would be to employ one or two people, perhaps, who you think might have these skills, or you can advertise for them. Yeah.
Does anyone have any suggestions to start with?
I know we talked in our private group chat about a role for within Silvercrest for somebody we've met along the way. But I was thinking, I forgot his name, was it Halvard? Andy's character might be useful in at least one of those roles.
I'm just hearing a bit of echo on the line there.
Yeah, I'm hearing echo from you as well. That's weird. I'll turn my volume down just in case it's me.
Oh, weird. Halvard. Goodness, do I still have his stat block? Let's have a look. Halvard kind of already had a role, didn't he? Mia, we discussed it. Kirsty.
Yeah, he's busy.
Currently, he's employed at the temple being the kind of curator of all the magic items. Magic items are his thing, and that's what is being contained at the temple. However, if you want to pull him off that and bring him aboard your ship, you can do it. You just won't have him at the temple.
What
I
are
can.
the professions of Vic and Sora? Again, do we know that?
You've not met them in a professional capacity, but you know they're pretty good druids and they travel long distances. So you could try and find them. Halvard. Halvard has good constitution, good intelligence, brewer's tools, smith's tools, thieves' tools, tinker tools, woodcarver's tools, glassblow's tools. Yeah, he's got a
Wow.
lot of useful shit.
He's
If
a
only Andy
tools
was
guy.
here. Yeah.
I can tell you that Tilly would be happy to fill in either the cook or the surgeon role. She's got the proficiencies. She's got cook's utensils and herbalism kit. Good with medicine. So I mean, either of those two she'd be happy because it's far away from anything that might be violent. So she'd be happy to do it. So whatever is gonna be a better fit for the ship, she'll be happy to pick up.
Okay.
I was
I think
thinking,
we should do that.
for anyone smoke knows, I was thinking Lone Snow might potentially be useful as a quartermaster. Just because she should have high wisdom, and I think potentially, I don't know her sheet, but she might have the nature skill.
Please take
And
Sunshine. Please. We
he'd
need
be fucking
we-
useless. He should
we
still
need-
come though.
but we need a comic relief.
Yeah. He should be like the cook's mate or something.
Yeah, just so you obviously need to fulfill these 6 officer roles, but there's room for like 20 passengers, 30 crew. So if there's extra people you just want to have along, people who you want to sail into the mouth of the abyss. I mean, yeah, that's
I've been
fine.
thinking about we're fighting a sea monster. Our big bad is a sea creature, and we're about to sail into the ocean. But yeah,
No, it.
new
no,
plan: we find a teleport circle to over that side of the island. Avoid the whole ship thing. Nah, Dan'll kill us.
Yeah, I will. Okay, so
So,
I didn't actually write those things down. Hold on. Ideas.
I've got my big character spreadsheet open.
Oh, nice.
Big character.
So there's. I don't know whether. Oh, where is she? The coroner might be an interesting choice for the surgeon, Nelvia Frostheart.
What about Lone Spell's assistant, the mute girl?
Libby.
Maybe.
First time anyone's mentioned her name in a long time. So it's just another
Yeah, what's she doing?
I don't know.
She might have freaked out after all that happened and just like left. We don't know. Yeah,
You could try and find her.
she could be a good surgeon. I think out of the two, cook and surgeon, Tilly would probably prefer surgeon, but I'm not precious about it.
As well as hiring, this isn't somebody I say we should hire, but somebody we should speak to for recommendations is Enwen, the dockmaster.
Mm-hmm. Enwinen, yeah.
Enwen,
Seems like she's got a very important job though.
no, not to ask her to come along, but
Right.
to ask her who she would recommend.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
She's a dockmaster.
I think-
She's met lots of people over the years.
I think we should advertise for a captain.
we knew a captain, but he lost his head in battle.
How would you, Mir? How would you put together a advertise for a captain?
Wanted captain for adventure needs to be fun, but also not scared of anything.
Need to believe in
Fearless
Mister.
and fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you want to put an advert out, it will cost you a few gold pieces to get, an advert made up and it posted around the city. You could advertise, you wouldn't have to repeat advertise for all different posts, but you basically put an advert out for like your expedition, and you can see who comes forward and fulfill your roles. I think when it becomes apparent that you start plotting like who would be great, some of you wait for Tisha to kind of pipe up and volunteer, and no such volunteering is forthcoming.
You're not coming?
So, oh God, awkward.
That wasn't a yes.
I'm, guys. I've got a job to do here, basically, and Freddie and I have been talking, and you saw me in the other meeting, and we've just got a lot of work to do, and I think after all the things that we've been through in the last few days, it's just I'm gonna concentrate on rebuilding here and making sure that there's something to come back to when you eventually pop back over. I'm with you in spirit, though. Please don't forget me. Hashtag don't forget Tisha.
I'm sorry. What's a hashtag?
What is
that-
an
Oh, you don't
hashtag?
know? It's just it's a spell thing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Oh, I thought it was like a
It's a
mushroom.
rune, a glyph.
Sounds like a mushroom. A hashtag.
Maybe
definitely.
a hashtag. Yeah. Yeah. But you'll be fine without me, guys.
We'll miss
Will
you.
we?
I don't know. Will you? It's gonna bring some light relief and quotes from songs. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Sounds like Tisha would have made a good first mate at least. She's got that charisma.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other
Can
most
we get Red on the
charismatic.
phone?
Hotline to.
Well, you
You could pick her up on the way.
He's sending me.
What about Caleb?
Who's Caleb?
We met him in prison.
Oh.
He was an Argent Knight. He's now in the KMF. I don't know. Have I seen him around lately?
You would have seen him in passing. For those of you who can't remember or don't know, Caleb, he was a military kind of commanding officer in the Argent Knights. He was the one who infiltrated Stormcradle at the same time you guys did. He's got this very loyal band of warriors. And yeah, they signed up to the KMF because it was a way to kind of cast off their Argent Knight status that had obviously been infiltrated by horrible sea creatures, and take the fight to Calixeros. You've not had the time to see him or catch up with his contingent, but for as far as you know, they're still around.
Oh, I
Did
totally
he seem like a
remembered him.
very intelligent and charismatic person?
Did he have ability scores tattooed on his forehead? No.
Was it Caleb Fairhand? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got his stat block still.
We met him outside Stormcradle. He helped us fight the Hydra, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean,
What a-
him and his very loyal kind of sidekick officer, Dargreline Frostrock.
Yeah, that's right.
She was definitely more of a character. Maybe not as intelligent as Caleb, but it may be even more intimidating.
What about those two?
Yeah.
Or we should also be looking at like not stripping the town bare, I guess, from the important people.
I mean, I was thinking also On that note, Geordie. He's a fisherman.
Geordie!
Yeah, you know Geordie is a fisherman.
I didn't know if he had boat fishing or just sitting on the coast fishing. But he
D&D
might know
does
the
not
water.
distinguish between them.
Was he the one that was
See, I
upset
don't know
with
whether he's just a guy that fishes or if he's a guy who goes out on his boat and therefore can navigate. But
Hmm?
that was the thought.
He
Maybe
was the one
Geordie.
that was upset at the pink sands and then like he had a go at you, Mir, didn't he? Was that the guy?
I don't think they didn't have a negative interaction. I don't think he's.
Geordie
No,
the KMF.
I think it was like he was. Oh, is he in KMF?
Yeah, according to our sheet of doom.
Right. I thought that there was this guy that you met somewhere in next to Umberlee's temple that was like, oh, all these fishes are now pink. Like, who am I gonna sell this to? Do you guys not remember that? He
Yeah, I
was
thought that was him.
Grumpy fisherman. I thought that was him, but maybe not.
Yeah, he
It might
he,
have
he
been.
was making those observations, but I don't think he was very grumpy about it. He was just like, But that might have been the way I played it.
I have no
It's
bad
been
memories
ages.
of Geordie.
It's been ages ago, so
So, do you want to seek individuals out? Do you want to advertise? I mean, you can advertise and hope that some of the people you want come forward. Or you can go seek out if there's someone who you're headhunting, you can go speak to them. To headhunt someone, you will need someone with pretty good charisma. So you might still be able to.
I like Tisha. Hello, Tisha. I did.
Tisha's got a rank and status as well now. You know, be hard to turn down a request from the council, wouldn't it?
I did. I've forgotten what the title was. It the bosun who's the like carpenter,
Yeah,
high dex or strength.
yeah. Sounds like a Jacob role to me.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Jacob because I mean Jacob doesn't have carpenter's tools, but he does have wood carver, so he knows wood a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got high dex. He doesn't have athletics proficiency, but he's also comfortable with like shinning up and down trees and things. So getting up into the rigging or whatever shouldn't be a problem for him.
Yeah, I would say wood carvers' tools would be interchangeable for carpenters for the purposes of this, and obviously you can still work towards your carpenter's proficiency.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd put Jacob maybe for bosun then.
So Jacob for bosun, Tilly for surgeon,
or cook, depending on what you-
Surgeon or cook, depending on who turns up.
Lone Snow. Do you want to approach them for quartermaster?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Where
probably...
is Lone Snow?
Yeah, that's what I'd be trying to find out next and see if I plan to bring her if possible. There should be a couple of different clans we might be heading past or near to, and I want her to visit them with me if possible.
Bit of a show of diplomacy, cooperation.
Yeah. So we're going far across the Isles, you know, we don't get to show up very often. We should go and, well, if that would prove to be possible, we'll find out. But
Your Highness, Smoke.
yeah. But she, unless there's maybe a better quartermaster, I don't know. But I think she would probably. I just have to ask her because she used to work at the library, so she might be good with charts and maps and stuff.
Yeah, I was also thinking of somebody speaking to Frederick about somebody from the Spire of Silver Candles, the high intels to act as first mate. Maybe see if you had a recommendation. A wizard, a researcher who wanted to travel the Isles and experience, who wanted to leave the library for a short time, who could help with navigation and things.
I will also say, if you wanted to get a message to the B team, if you want anyone from your B team to
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
B team, let's bring up the B team. Where are the B team?
Okay, who's gonna play two characters at the same time?
Not again.
I will happily step into any B team role if you select them.
And we're bringing
we
that.
have some really good talent over there.
Yeah.
I think Dendrick would be amazing as a bosun was the technical, right? He'd probably be good with that, yeah.
And you can, you can say you could bring a backup bosun or a backup whatever along, as a passenger.
Yeah.
I mean, for the if one of
What's
us is
Renfield good at?
What was Renfield good at?
Well, I'm on the
He's an
campaign
artificer,
now.
right?
He's an artificer, yeah.
killing
Yeah.
killing
He was an
abyssal creatures,
artificer.
he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And John's character, Tycho, was highly charismatic.
True,
And
true.
super
Awesome
weird.
fucking psycho.
Yeah,
You know, it's like-
he was mega subservient as well, wasn't he? Like,
What a fucking psycho.
that was maybe not
subservient to an
Tycho.
alien being.
If one of us takes up a role in order to pick up a skill, like for example, Jacob would try for bosun, then do we have to have somebody who already knows this so he can learn from them? Is that what you're saying?
I will say not, because many of the people who come under the category of crew, there'll be 30 crew, so there'll be people there to pick up skills off. You don't necessarily, although you would normally need a tutor to pick up a skill proficiency, I would say it would be the expedition that would be your tutor.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I assume we're bringing Valzax, are we?
Well,
No, he's too busy.
Who is left to
He's
build
busy.
this
He's
city?
busy.
Yeah.
He's too
honestly,
busy to
one
come on the ship.
Valzax is on the council, isn't he?
Yeah,
So-
True.
We
He
could
would be
ask him
great
who
to
would
cook.
recommend who the second best cook in Silvercrest is after
It's
him.
like you're thwarting my mission, guys, with your own
Yeah.
mission. I feel like
Oh,
we're
you're going to
against
stay and rebuild the
Where's
city?
your
Well, me and
mission?
our 30 mates, we're going to go.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
Renfield is hella smart, but not very charismatic at all.
No, it's finding someone who's high intelligence and charisma is kind of the tricky bit, isn't it?
Galen was both.
No, we don't talk about Galen.
I will tell you on the B team, although he's not a B team member, but Silas had high intelligence and high charisma.
Oh yeah, and Jacob has the standing stones and talks to him.
but he's our
But never calls him. Never.
never calls him.
No.
But he's the main.
Yeah, he is
He's
your.
the main mirror guy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind I imagine
of
he's so
the
happy just to be
Quartermaster
holed up
of
looking
the
at those
present.
mirrors and like not hanging out with us getting into trouble or being bullied by smoke or getting killed in
Yeah.
dungeons. He's I
Oh,
bet
he's
he's,
definitely. Yeah, he's got ideas with his station now. He's made the
Yeah.
place his own.
yeah.
that was so funny.
It's the quartermaster, basically.
That was so funny how Smoke disliked him for no reason. That was so great.
Didn't trust him from the
literally
get-go.
lost his arm for the cause.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. Oh, simpler times. So we have like potentially just two of them. We advertising for a captain.
Well, yeah, you can
Yeah.
advertise for the expedition and see who turns up. You know, emphasizing captain. I will
Yes.
roll for it.
And cook, too.
Or a better surgeon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
I think maybe speak to Frederick about if there's anybody who first mate, somebody who can help with navigation, etc. A traveling wizard, somebody who wants to leave the college for a while.
Oh yeah, isn't navigator a separate role on a ship, or a captain does that?
That was
It's not one of the roles. It's the quartermaster that does that.
Right. Okay.
Do you know who is very charismatic and very smart?
Who?
Jade Canvas.
Yeah, just
Sure.
Smoke wants to take his sister with him.
Yes.
I won't be playing Jade Canvas. Like, I can't step into that
Could
role.
get
That's like
complicated.
someone else being the Green Goblin. I'm just not going to do it.
We've got to have Jade
Oh,
and Mir
okay,
and
well.
Smoke and Red all get into the same scene on the ship.
Yeah.
Hi Smoke, hi Red. That was my favorite moment.
If Vanoth came along as well, then we could have all six of us.
Vanoth has proficiency in water
yeah,
vehicles.
yeah,
And he's strong as fuck.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking
there
he
is
might
that.
be useful.
Vanoth might be useful.
Oh my god. We're never gonna leave, are we?
Well, we're gonna see. We've discussed a lot of potential suitors. You can now. I'll give each of you a chance to headhunt someone. It doesn't mean that you have to do the talking, but it'll be your choice. So otherwise we'll just have either one person calling all the shots, or you just focus, if you will. And I'll just ask you in order. So, person who I ask first will just get first pick of who they're going to try and get. We'll then fill any roles that don't get filled with your headhunted people with potentially people who've turned up to be advertised for. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going on my screen order. So, Jacob, you will go first. Who do you want to contact, speak to? You've got, potentially all the roles to fill other than Bosun if you're choosing to fill that yourself. And you've got a whole choice of people that we've all discussed. Who do you want to pick out, and what role do you want to advise into?
I
Or
think I would like to contact back to the White Stag Citadel and ask Vanoth,
ask
the
Vanoth to
Quartermaster.
come up. Okay.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good choice.
Do you want to speak to him, or are you going to pass over the sending stone to somebody else? Because it will rely on a persuasion check.
Yes. I mean, if I pass it to Tilly, he doesn't know Tilly, so it's going to be some random person speaking.
I've
Yeah.
got terrible persuasion. Why
No,
would you
Tisha. Sorry, Tisha. Not
Yeah,
Tilly.
you can and you can obviously use your inspiration if you want. So,
I think it makes sense that you would.
Yeah.
so you're going to pick up the old dog and bone to Silas and say, "Put Vanoth on."
Yeah.
Which you have to, you basically have to do it over the course of 2 days.
Yeah, it's fine. We can do that. You managed to establish a magical connection to Vanoth, who is a couple of days' travel away. Please
25
put forward
words.
your request. 25 words. Let's go.
Vanoth, we need you to pilot a ship across the entire Isles. Huge experience. You're the first I thought of. Please.
Okay.
Yeah. Still
Ma-
got 7 words or so.
Make a persuasion check.
I love you. Bye.
I love you. Or what did Laura always do?
You can reply to
19.
this message. 19. A few moments go by. Well, at least tell me where you want me to be and when.
You'll do it tomorrow.
It will be the next day. It's Silvercrest
that's fine.
ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The 19 is enough to convince him, at least to make the journey up to Silvercrest. Who do you have? Which role do you have in mind for him?
Quartermaster, because he's got
Quartermaster.
water vehicles and huge strength.
Isn't it the captain that would be good?
Oh.
That we need the water
Yeah.
vehicles proficiency.
Yeah,
Captain.
Quartermaster is navigator's tools and nature skill.
Captain.
So, Captain
Vanoth.
Tracks, I think.
Yeah, he is. He's got good
Experience.
intimidation. He's got water vehicle proficiency, persuasion, not so much, and intelligence, not so much. And actually, charisma is okay, but he'll get it. He's someone to consider, definitely. Okay. Tisha, you obviously been around the organisation of this. You know this trip's happening, and you want to make sure that the right people for the job.
Yeah.
You don't know as many people though in Silvercrest, so what role do you think Tisha would investigate? What or how would she help?
Well, I don't. She's a bit at odds at this moment in time because she feels a bit like, well, what's going to happen? You said that the size of the boat was to really bring back resources or stuff that will help rebuild.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's
Silvercrest.
important for the success of your objectives as well.
So it will help. So what will Tisha do? I'm willing to do the whole like job recruitment thing and interviews and all that kind of good stuff
Okay.
in a really
So-
structured way.
Would she know?
Excellent.
Would she know people in the Spire, like other intelligent people that are
Freddy
around
would.
Frederick?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Absolutely.
maybe one of them. We met. What was his Shamvel
Shamselvuk.
Yeah, is he
Yeah.
a highly intelligent person?
Absolutely.
I
As
mean, a
is
wizard, right?
as is the female with the white hair. Do you remember her name?
Yonder.
The
The
one
Yonder?
Galen was really rude
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yanda. I
Yeah.
think it's Yanda. Yeah. Is there a Memon? Anyway. So I've got even my NPC list is swollen at this point. So yeah, do you want to get Freddy or go back to the Spire and see if there's any volunteers, any smart folk who want to go along?
Yeah. I'll go and what sort of role are you thinking? What's
Roll a
kind of play?
d4. Odds will be one person. Evens will be a different person.
D4.
Yeah. So Shamselvuk it is. Shamselvuk is a apprentice mage wizard who started at the Spire only a few months before you arrived, Tisha. He is quite competitive. He is a little bit nosy, and he seemed to, although he's dedicated and brilliant, it just something about him just kind of rubs you up the wrong way. So
Tisha's annoyed. Yeah.
yeah, you'd be quite happy to palm him off on an expedition for a few months.
Yeah. Okay. Because is Freddy the boss of these
Pretty
people?
much, yeah.
So he can kind of just
He can okay it.
basically. Yeah, exactly. Tisha just
He can
goes over
sign
to
off the
Freddy
leave
and
for me.
says, yeah, I think we need to send him to get the stuff, the things that we talked about. What do you reckon? He's got highly intelligent, very competitive. I think we should, get him on that boat. What do you reckon?
If you think we can spare.
Oh, we can spare.
Yeah. Okay, well you'll have to go and speak to him.
Okay.
I've got too many jobs on, but yeah, if you go speak to him, I'll sign it off. That's fine, Tisha. Whatever you think. You're on the council just as much as I am.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, and she trudges off.
Yeah,
that's right.
You find Shamselvuk. He is practicing his conjuration magic, and he seems to have summoned like a spectral harp that he's playing with the mage hand cantrip as he just muses over some ancient text. He looks deep in thought as well as like into himself. Very pretentious.
Oh God. What's his name? Shamselvuk.
Shamselvuk. I will write it.
Shamselvuk.
I know it's the best fantasy name generator outcome ever, basically. Shamselvuk.
To say.
It just sounds Dutch, to be honest.
Shamselvuk. So I don't know if she's gonna do this. Tisha walks into the room and says, "Oh, hello."
And he just kind of finishes the somatic component of his mage hand as he finishes a flourish on the harp, turns around and closes his hands and looks down his bespectacled nose at you.
God.
Yes.
Well, that was very impressive. Shamselvuk, I've got a question for you. Have you ever been on an adventure?
Well, I did find myself in the matinee of Independence Theatre show once, and to be honest, it was so lowbrow. The adventure was really trying to drum up conversation with the Luddites in the bar afterwards. What kind of adventure do you mean?
A big one. One that involves travel across the seas.
Oh, you mean like on a boat?
That's... That is correct, yeah. It does. Now, before you consider the answer to this question of travel and on a boat, what I just walked in on was very, very impressive. You're clearly very capable, and you have a skill set that is admirable. You are very good at what you do.
I mean, people did say that before I arrived at the Aspire, there was just a gaping hole in the classical literature review section, and without me, it'd be in tatters.
Well, yes, absolutely. Basically, you're going on an adventure.
I'm what?
You're going on an adventure. It's going to be great. You are going to, what Freddie and I have been working to try and rebuild this city.
Mr. Rosemantle, please, I don't wish to be part of this overly familiar abbreviation of the
Rosemantle,
formalities.
Mr. Rosemantle, and
Yes.
I,
Mm.
Tisha Montenay.
Yes, I'm aware of your lineage.
Yes, thank you. We've been thinking, and we have been thinking about strategy to rebuild the town, and we've decided that you are going to be most needed, wanted, valuable out of anybody on this boat that's actually, in the running right now to go on this adventure and really help us wherever we are.
I'm going to give you a persuasion check at advantage, Tisha, Lucy, for that awesome roleplay.
Thank you.
You really laid it on thick.
You're just going. You're going. Oh my god.
Good job it was an advantage.
It's +9 as well, guys. Yeah. Thank you.
He grimaces at the thought of stepping off dry land. However, the power of your compulsion is almost irresistible. You got to Freddie before he did, and he...
So many ways.
Yeah, in so many ways, and he has no choice but to, under duress, join the expedition. Was there a specific role that you had in mind for me?
I don't have a specific role in mind, but the team do, right, team? Yeah. No, we're going to figure this out for you. Cook. Whatever you go for, you will be great at it. Very skilled.
Quartermaster needed intelligence, was
it? Hold on.
She just hears. Yeah. She just.
Well, I'm so glad that you're.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're able to use your expertise to delegate such important tasks, Miss Montenay.
I'm very busy and important.
Sometimes can see that.
Yes. Sometimes I can't do it all.
Indeed. Well, I'm happy to share some of the burden at your behest. Now, I must pack my things.
So she's a sarcastic bastard in her head, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's smiling happily that you know, it's happening.
Make a wisdom saving throw, Tisha.
Oh, God, he can read my thoughts, can he? Oh,
Nice.
You see him like narrow his eyes at you, and then you feel almost, you don't know if it is just this intense stare or whether he's probing you with a magical spell, but you shrug it off and
yeah.
yeah, leave him to his readjustment.
She goes back to find Freddy and sort of takes a deep breath.
Very good. Kirsty, who do you want to get?
Caleb Fairhand, please.
Ooh. He's not too hard to track down, especially not given your position. You just look at the itinerary. You see that he is posted just beyond the city walls. And you see him and Dargaline, just basically manning the main road or the north road, which heads back to Maloon. Yeah, and it's quiet. It's cold. Dargaline props herself up with a spear. Caleb, stands to attention as you arrive. Maybe 1,000 feet beyond the city gates. Ah, milady.
Caleb, Dargaline.
Long time no see.
It has been a while. How was your midwinter celebration?
Well, I was posted on shift the whole time, but at least some of the boys got it off. Guess that's just what a leader has to do. Stay at the post while everybody else has a chance to rest.
How would you find, what do you think of something different? A different challenge for you? And both of you?
He looks down to Darg, who they have this kind of knowing look, as if they've been on many adventures together, fought side by side in many different scrapes. And on Caleb's behalf, Dargaline replies, "Oh, aye. What do you have in mind?"
We've got a ship.
A ship?
A ship.
Where are you going?
All round, I think. Is it Last Hollow?
Last Hollow? That's a
That's
fucking
where we're
long way
hoping
away.
to end up. It is a fucking long way away. And I think I want you both with me.
You can make a persuasion check. It's a very low DC given your rank.
Okay. I think I might also use my inspiration.
We're not a very persuasive party.
No. My roll 20 has been really weird. I'm just going to refresh it. Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, let's try this. Persuasion.
Holy shit. Nice.
With a crit, Caleb and Darg look at you and ask, "Can we bring the others?"
There's space, right?
Mm-hmm. There's as well as the passengers, there's space for soldiers if you want, up to 20 soldiers.
Damn
Boarding
straight, you can bring the others.
Okay, just to tell you who the others are, I'll copy them into Roll20 because there's a lot of them.
Woohoo! Okay.
Caleb, Dargaline, Crystal, Malabak, Nassim, and Ramir. Nassim and Ramir are twin brothers.
Cool.
Not twin brothers, sorry, just younger and older brother. Malabak is a massive half-orc fighter. Christelle is that
Nice.
ranger that spent the night in a tower with Smoke that time.
Um,
And yeah, Darg and Caleb.
Is that Team C?
Yeah, it's the C team.
Are we gonna play their
Yes.
adventures of some one shot in the future?
Probably.
Nice.
I would probably talk to Caleb about his skills, but I guess I'm gunning for like a first mate type role if he thinks that would suit
Yeah.
him.
Sure. I've still got his stat block. Bear with me. His charisma is okay. His intimidation and persuasion is good, though. He's got proficiency in both of them.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the old Argent Knight kind of splinter cell in the KMF, and they're happy to put their old kind of sailing equipment on and be kind of Argent Knights once more. You know, like get out and get back adventuring.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a crit! Nice. Back up.
Yeah. Nice.
So, Tilly, would you mind at this point if we go and speak to Trasimir? You can have another choice.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I was thinking like for her, it'd be probably very, very difficult to help in this task.
Well, yeah.
Knowing everybody and
The
stuff
only
like that.
person you know is Traz.
And the only other thing aside from that, I was thinking because I did have to spend 24 hours with Valzax
Yeah.
on the level up, so she knows him a little bit. She could ask him potentially if he knows like somebody had this idea before, if he knows like a good cook. So she that could be eventually. I don't know what's gonna happen with Trazumin, but before she goes there, she would. I think she would ask someone to accompany her because here's the thing: and maybe it's a supper conversation, but she would definitely say that or make a note that in the light of what everybody found out in the theater, right? The thing about Umberly, and remembering the evil scroll that we took out of from that wretched place.
The
It
manuscript.
was the manuscript, right? I don't know what we thought about it back then, whether it was some trickery or something, but we now know for sure that it's the truth, right? So however long time ago Umberly has transformed, got consumed or something into this entity that is Panaku. That means, what does that mean for everyone who's worshipped Umberly since then? And she's kind of just like expressing this to everyone, like to me, like I don't know. Would they be affected all? Like I I'm now afraid that Trazumin was been maybe hiding his intentions. He didn't. Um, he wasn't controlled, maybe, or he was, but she's kind of looking lost at everybody else to see. Like I wanted to have a glimpse in what everybody thinks about that.
I have no idea. You, I know that you shouldn't go by yourself if you go to see Trasimir now.
I'm happy that you said that because I was going to ask somebody to to come with, or maybe all of us, whatever you think. It seems like even if he's, what does it mean to be a worshipper of Umberlee right now? It makes me scared to think that everybody in this town that walks around, there's a temple. There's people in there. Are they all secretly worshipping this dark thing, or they're unaware? Or should they be made aware? Mir, what do you think?
I think you're probably right about all of those. I think there'll be people that worship Umberlee in a way that they just worship what they think of as Umberlee. They maybe don't have the deepest connection, and that's fine. But they worship the bitch queen, and maybe nothing has changed for them. But if Mistra changed like that, I think I'd feel it. So I'm sure that there are people who worship Umberlee who have felt a change and are maybe under a different kind of influence now.
Honestly, this is too much. I don't know.
Who's going?
I'm gonna definitely ask at least Mir. At the very least, she'd feel a lot safer if Mir was there. But she wouldn't be opposed if everyone would want to come. But I don't know if it's a good idea as well. Like, we might spook him.
Jacob has other plans.
Okay, that's fine. She'd be okay with that.
Smoke?
Yeah, Smoke can come if there's time, all the same.
Yeah. Tisha?
I think I'm still inspired, unless I've come back.
Yeah.
I'm still inspired.
Okay, yeah. We'll
Okay.
say Jacob and Tisha are indisposed, and the others go to the statue of the drowned lady. It's less of a temple, although it does have a few small rooms, and it's more of a, what's the word, shrine to Umberlee. It is tradition to kind of throw a coin into the sea when you walk past the statue. I would like everybody to either make a nature or religion check, up to you. Not everybody who's there, sorry.
Oh, hold on, mine didn't work. 1 second.
Smoke and Mir, there is nothing different about it.
Oh, it rolled
to you.
twice, but
Yeah,
we
I
can
got it.
just take it.
However, Tilly, when you approach the drowned lady, you feel a sense of unease. Almost. I'm sorry, I can still hear myself. I'm not sure where that's coming from. But yeah, you feel a sense of unease, almost as if you know, like your ears are burning, like people are talking about you. You could have sworn you heard whispering, but you turn and you just see Smoke and Mir having a regular conversation. You come to the shrine, and it's dark inside. There's a kind of stone archway that's built into the robes of the drowned lady, who is a concrete statue, or stone statue facing out to sea. And the drowned lady is holding out her hands as if making an offering to the bitch queen. The eyes are hollowed out, and you that's like an observation platform in the eyes of the drowned lady. there is another level midway through, and that leads to the bottom level, which is in the like Achilles, if you like, of the drowned lady. So at that Achilles level, it's seemingly dark inside.
And nobody's outside, like greeting, or would I expect somebody to be there?
Not necessarily at a shrine, especially not on such a cold day. But it is eerily quiet.
I'll turn to the two of them and say, I don't want to sound too ominous, but I don't have a good feeling from this place. Something doesn't feel right. Just be careful. And she will clutch her amulet and cast dark vision spell on herself
Mm-hmm.
and slowly go in.
Go in, and you see a almost forgotten shrine to the Bitch Queen. Just as the story in the theatre foretold, many people just forgot about Umberlee, and as the wheels of progress turned across the Isles, people stopped paying their respects, and that's why it's not really a temple; it's just a shrine. It's the stone carving itself is old, very old, but inside there's meager collections of copper pieces. I would like everybody who's walking in to make a perception check. If you don't have dark vision, make it a disadvantage. Okay.
Do Genasi have dark vision yet?
No, not yet, but still, disadvantage is really good.
That's fine.
Smoke, it's a bit cramped for you.
Mm.
Like, what was this fucking built by dwarfs? This fucking low ceiling, It's easy for Tilly and slightly less easy for me to walk around. But you go past, you see old charts, kind of faded and worn with the passage of time. It's a dirty and unkempt temple or shrine, but there's a smell of rot on the air.
Is it coming from?
Oh, it's pervasive, to be honest, but yeah, it gets
Yeah.
stronger the closer to the stairs you go.
I don't know if I can do it.
I think we have to now.
She'll put she'll grab your hand. She'll hold your hand and like almost begging you silently to lead her, because she can't walk up by herself. She's starting to feel what she's gonna find there.
You walk up the
Yeah.
spiral to the second level. And this is where the quarters and the office, rustic and basic though it is, of the shrine hands is. You see a few more up-to-date charts, navigator's tools, cartographer's tools, and the personal effects of the attendant, possibly a dwarf, judging by the size of the stool and the desk. Make one person can make an investigation check as you look around.
You go, Kirsty.
I'm shit at it, but I can.
So are we.
I'm probably shitter than you.
I'm -1.
Oh, I've got +1.
Okay, I've got 0.
I was gonna say maybe Smoke would be kind of like willing to put himself in any potential harm's way. Maybe he'll go first, so maybe he gets the
Yeah.
first look.
So you look
Oh,
around.
I guess not. That was our best effort, guys.
No secrets.
Yeah, you can't tell where the person is. Did they leave in a hurry? Why is it so quiet? Has it been abandoned? Nah, you can't really tell with that check. The only option is to move on.
Seems clear. Since I do notice that there's some cartographers' tools and maps and stuff, maybe I'll gather those up. It looks like
Sure.
the patron is no longer. Or do we get the impression that like is someone's just here, or recently, or has
You've
one
got-
gone? Oh, I guess I just don't know because
you
we
rolled
didn't figure
3.
that out. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what that was roll was more or less.
with you
for, yeah.
3, it'd be a perfectly reasonable thing to just start picking shit up.
Well, we're gonna come back this way. I'm just gonna notice that it's there and just put it to one
Okay.
side in case we need to grab it
Mm-hmm.
for the greater good.
For the greater
Greater
good.
Each of you make a religion check. Tilly, you notice like the familiar iconography of the bitch queen. However, it's almost as if Umberlee's symbol, which is a crashing of 2 waves into each other, has been smeared over with black tar. Mia,
Yeah.
you feel a familiar unease on the air.
No, no, no. I'm not happy.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
What's going on? Why are you squeezing my hand so hard?
I think he's here. I think he's around. I can feel him. I want to get out.
We've got to find Trasmere. I need to know.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I can stand outside and I can cast a spell where I can look inside without being in here.
She still squeezes your hand harder.
But okay, I have to go.
Going up?
Smoke.
Yeah, me first.
How are you going up? Like stealthily, or are you barging up there as quick as you can? What's your MO?
Yeah, I'm gonna signal for these guys to just hang back maybe 10 feet behind me, and I'm gonna try and sneak in.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Come on.
Come on, Smoke.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
The spiral staircase. You're so tall, Smoke, and you're so limber that with your claws, you realize you can climb up the middle spiral, stealthy as the night. No one would hear any footsteps, and you manage to crawl up to the top level. And like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell, you just pop your head down under the archway to observe the observation deck, if you like. Make a perception check.
Oh, God.
It's dark.
Yeah.
No sign of anything. This coast seems clear.
Erring on the side of caution, since I know that I'm finding it difficult to see. Let's see here. I'll just take something fairly mundane, like a looking for ball bearings, an arrow. I'll use an arrow, and I'm just going to. Well, I don't. You don't have to describe the room I'm looking at, but you know, ahead of me where I expect someone to be, I'm just gonna toss an arrow just to see if it disturbs anyone and draws anyone's attention.
Okay, I'm just going to get you to like make an attack roll, maybe an unarmed strike. I just want to get a roll just to see how.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna use magic. I was like all excited.
I don't have that kind, unfortunately.
You don't hear the arrow hit the ground. That's all I'll say.
Okay. That's a bit weird, so I'm just gonna edge back down until I'm at a safe distance and I can quietly talk to the other two. And I'll just say that. I'll just say, I went up stealthily and I threw an arrow to see if it would disturb anyone, draw any attention. It did not make a sound of hitting the ground. Maybe some magics or something to do with another plane like we've seen before. Maybe your idea of using magics to look further ahead is not such a bad idea.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can it see through the darkness? It's almost pitch up there.
Can it see through the darkness? Yes. Yeah.
So you are doing a Homer Simpson into the hedge, getting out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Make another stealth check, all of you.
For everyone.
Uh-oh.
Are we going downstairs?
I thought that was what you wanted.
I sort of went ahead a little bit and then came back down, yeah. And then we're finding a safe space, I think, for Mir to do something.
To cast Arcane Eye.
Yeah.
You want to be outside for that?
Well, not outside, but I'm assuming if we were at one room and then I had to ascend the staircase to get to the next place, we want to
You
go
could
back
cast it
into
from
the
the middle
previous.
floor where you
Can we
are.
go to the previous room?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the middle floor right now.
Yeah.
We could do it here, right?
Yeah, that's fine. You cast Arcane Eye, Mir. If you want to just put the spell description up.
Yeah. There you go.
So, describe the somatic component and how do you bring about this Arcane Eye?
Bat fur.
Yeah, a bit of bat fur is fun.
Yeah.
I think that she'd kind of rub it maybe in front of her own eye until suddenly her own eye kind of turns pink and she pulls kind of that out like a contact lens.
You got a pink eye.
And has...
Awesome. So you produce this
it maybe like
invisible orb. You see it as you summon it, but as you move it further away, it fades into nothing, and you can feel it almost in the palm of your hand.
Yeah. And I don't know, can I see
You
can I see my
mentally
normal...
receive visual information from the eye, so it sends the image that it sees into your mind.
Okay, so I guess when I'm tuning into that, maybe her eyes like glaze over. Kind of.
There's no limit
like...
to how far away the eye can move from you, but it can't enter another plane of existence. So you're sending it up the stairs?
Yeah.
Cool. Goes up the spiral 2 or 3 flights before getting to the observation deck, to the stone archway, into the final room. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. What you see is very similar to the room at the bottom. Black candles that have recently kind of almost like bubbled over They weren't black to start with almost, but the wax that's bled out of them is black. You see signs of a struggle. And kind of like marks along the floor coming from where you are, moving towards a kind of makeshift altar. The marks on the floor are as if the boots of a heavy person have been dragged across the stone floor. And as the arcane eye makes its invisible progress through the observation deck, you see someone knelt at this altar with an arrow sticking out of their back, head down, hand closed over fist. You recognize this person as Trasimir. They seem to be kneeling before the body of a dwarf who has... Well, I'm going to ask you to make a medicine check at disadvantage because you're only looking and you're not checking.
Okay. Ooh.
Very good roll. This dwarf has like ligature marks around his neck and has seemingly had his eyes burnt out. You see blood and scarring in the form of black tears running down his face, and a broken and twisted prosthesis where the left hand once was. Just as you begin to inspect the scene, Trasimir reaches behind him and pulls the arrow out of his back. And you see black, tar-like blood trickle down from the wound in his back. He then turns as if he can feel your presence. He doesn't lock eyes with your arcane eye, but clutching his shoulder, he rises and heads towards the archway. What do you want to do?
Mira will just say very quietly to the others, is Traz female or male? Male.
Male.
Sea elf.
He's coming. It's not good.
He's coming here. He's alive.
I don't think he really is. I think we should go.
Wait, we need to help him. We need to. I need to.
You hear footsteps.
Can we?
No, let's get out into daylight.
Oh, I trust you.
Go.
Are you just bolting it, all of you, as quick as you can?
I will follow.
I'm trusting in Mir's instruction, but if we're leaving, I will swipe up the cartographer's tools that I will put to one side.
I want to get to like a safe space of being outside and in the open.
Okay. Each of you dart down the spiral staircase, rushing through the narrow stonework into the shrine at the foot of the drowned lady and into daylight. As you pass down, you hear an echoey cry from above. Hello? Tilly?
Oh, Traz? That's him.
Tilly? And by the time you maybe like hold your you kind of rush in for a second, and you see, as you are at the entranceway to the shrine, you see Trasimir come down the stairs. What? Is everything okay?
Where's where are we? Sorry, how did we? What's the situation right now?
So you're probably about 40 feet away. You're in the entrance to the temple. He's just come down the stairs. So there's an archway and a few pews and shrines between you.
Trasimir, are you okay?
Oh, can't say that I am. This place has been desecrated.
What do you mean? Can you come outside?
What did you see?
Can you come outside and talk to us?
What did you see?
Well, we just came here to look for you, and we went up, and then I think I just got spooked. You know how scared I can be, and sort of ran out, and the other two run after me.
Make a deception check.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's gonna go
Come
so bad.
Mom!
Boom.
He looks confused and he takes a few steps forward. I'm glad you came, but just promise me you'll never come back here. And he starts to walk towards you.
What do you mean?
We,
Yeah.
we should go.
Yeah, I kind of put my arm on Tilly's shoulder and sort of back us up to the exit.
Tilly, trust me.
Tilly, what's wrong? You don't seem yourself. What's happened to your eyes? Have they done something to you?
I had an experience, and I don't know how to tell you, but I found something out about Humberly.
He looks knowingly into your eyes. So did I.
You know then. You know that she's.
She's no more. Only the Dread Emperor lives now.
Oh, fuck the Dread Emperor, let's go! I'm not picking Tilly up after that.
No, wait, we need to, wait, hold on.
No.
Trasimir.
You don't need to hear any more from Traz.
You have to listen. I've known you. I can't remember how long.
If Smoke has picked you up, I'm not sure there's much you could do about it.
I mean, I probably try to struggle, right? I still want
Let's grapple it. Let's
have
do
this
it.
conversation. So.
Oh, I'm so
Oh
unhappy.
god. Shit roll.
Oh,
good.
No! I need to speak to him!
We're just going outside, that's all.
I mean, we are outside, right?
Mm-hmm. Trasimir,
Are you gonna book it, Smoke, completely from here, or just stays? stop
I thought we were
outside.
still kind of in the entranceway and he was still inside, so we're just moving well away from the entrance.
But you're not completely like we're staying within like where I can still talk to him. Is that what you
Yeah,
want to
shout
do?
to him. Yeah. Yeah.
Tilly, wait.
Listen, they are worried. Can you put me down, Smoke, please? We're far enough.
Yeah, I'll put her down and I'll just be like, Trasmin, it's nothing personal, but just stay back while you talk to us. We had a friend go a bad way after encountering some of the things that you did.
Tell me you're not willingly. Tell me you're not doing. Tell me it's not true. You were tricked. You were controlled, but you wouldn't.
What? Come here, let me explain. Come, please. Tilly, it's me. I'm your, literally, you're the only, we're the only people each other has. You wouldn't, there's no need to be afraid.
Can I make an insight check, please?
Just
Yes.
all of this. Just the
I'm
whole
gonna-
thing.
I was going to ask for that one as well. So
Fucking hell, these wisdom rolls, by the way. Both of you. Traz definitely knows more, just as you know more. There are suspicious circumstances. Something he's ashamed or afraid of something. But
okay,
he's not trying to lure you into a trap. He seems genuinely desperate.
okay, I think Tilly's like she needs to hear the answer to this question straight. So she's gonna just sort of take a step forward, in front of me and Jacob, and just look at him and says like, "Do you worship him?"
Tilly, that's not
Do
how.
you? It's a question.
That's not how our magic works.
Do you
We're
do
not.
his bidding?
No. Our. Let me explain. He offers out his hand.
Nope.
No touching.
She looks
You
back
can
at
explain
them.
from there.
She looks back at them and says, "They're just trying to protect me. They feel they've went through something that I haven't, and they are worried. I know who you. I, f- I feel inside that you have been that very important person to me, but I don't know if I know you anymore. I just need to be sure. Do you not understand?"
I do. Tilly, you probably don't remember all of the lessons that I instructed you in. But druidic magic is different to arcane and divine magic. We don't draw our power from worship. We draw our power from the land. The
Listen.
land that I worship has been corrupted. Look, and he uses prestidigitation, and he produces a rose. And as the rose grows in his hand, it twists and cracks, and the flower, as soon as it blooms into a black rose, it withers and dies.
Oh,
I
what are you showing?
can't contact her anymore. The dread emperor has corrupted the sea. And the sea is where I draw my power from. As an elf, I was able to resist the whispers and the screams that grew louder and louder in my head as I approached the drowned lady. I went into the temple and I saw the Bitch Queen's insignia besmirched, the temple desecrated, charts that led to demonic rivers of the abyss. And as I was trying to ascertain what went wrong amidst the buzzing headache of these gargles and whispers in my mind, I was attacked. A dwarf with a metallic hand tried to kill me. Those eyes burned black into my mind. And this, as he looked into my eyes, it was like he was looking into my soul, penetrating me. The screams grew louder. I had to kill him.
Great, that's another insight check.
Mhm. He seems pretty earnest.
I want to believe you. It all just feels so strange and wrong and scary.
I know.
So if they corrupted the sea, then you have to stop. You have to stop taking your power from it because, well, isn't it gonna corrupt you too?
I don't know. But
What
I
if
have to
you?
find out.
What do you? What if you stopped? What, these people can help you. They're very powerful. Mir's got like very close connection to the goddess of magic, and they could maybe, they helped you already. They took you out of that place, and it feels like you're falling into the dark place, and I can't follow. You have to stop and let us help because I don't know what to do.
Like I said, Tilly, I'm an elf. Magic is part of who I am. A sea elf means the sea is just a part of me as magic is. I need answers. I think I could find some. I think the dwarf was trying to cover something up. That's when I was looking through his papers, that's when he attacked me. Please, don't abandon me now. We have to find the answers together.
Tilly will take like 2 small steps towards him, and then sort of look back and say like, he's I can't feel dishonesty from him. He's clearly he's resisting. I mean, he's
I'd be like sort of leaning over to Mir, like, he speaks like Galen used to speak, to seek answers.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe for him it's not too late. Maybe we can save him.
We're leaving. We can't leave him, but I don't want him with us.
At this point, Trasmin kneels down and he extends both his arms out to Tilly.
Yeah, she's gonna go for it unless somebody stops her.
No, I'll have to just walk.
No,
in
we'll
front
stop
of
her. Oh, yeah. Fuck
So
that.
so she starts going and then like feels that and no, wait, he needs the help. He's not a threat. He doesn't. I mean, what do you know? Tell me, Mir. Tell me what do you think is going to happen? What should we do? He's just somebody I know that helped me and feels like he's got himself into a situation and then he wants to get out of it and he wants to find out how to. Is that what you want, Trazamin? You want that thing to be out and not influencing the sea and your magics. Is that what you want?
I need to stop the screaming in my mind and make sure that the sea isn't lost to that horrible blackness in that dwarf's eyes.
Who was that dwarf?
Are you asking as a player or are you asking Trasmin?
I think I know as a player. I'm asking Trazamin.
I don't know. He seemed to be a cartographer of some kind. It's a profession that attracts followers of the Bitch Queen as they map the seas. They map her moods.
And what were you doing when you heard us?
Trying to silence the screams.
By doing what?
I don't sleep. I do try and enter a state of calm. A trance-like state, if you will. Sustains me against that horrible nightmare that fills my waking moments. And you see a tear fall down his eye.
Trazamin, we're going to try and stop that waking nightmare. But I don't think you'll be safe until we do. And I don't think anyone around you will be safe until we do.
He steps up and backwards a little bit. And he looks at his hands and make a persuasion check. I must seek answers on my own. I think you're right. If what happened to that dwarf could happen to me, then no one should be around me. And with that, his eyes go black and they begin to bleed as his body contorts and snaps and changes into a vulture. A vulture with grey skin and mottled feathers, almost slick with oil. And you see spines, unnatural spines on the vulture's wing, and spikes out of the vulture's head, and an elongated, sharp beak. as if the corruption of Trasimir that's seemingly started to take hold is also apparent in his wild shape. And he takes to the sky.
No, wait. What?
And he flies off into the distance.
Ah, shit.
Tilly, trust me. What happened to our friend Galen? I think that's happening to your friend Trasimir. What I saw up there was worse than what he was saying.
We need to go and see for ourselves. Seeing that he's flown off, I'll get back in there. Let's go and have a proper look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to.
I think Tilly can't. I think she'll just she'll just stay outside here. She'll wait for you. But she's sort of curled up and head in her, between her knees, that sort of, and she's just gonna say like, I'll wait for you. She's. I mean, I think, to be honest, I think she's probably freaked the fuck out at this point. I'm gonna roll for another one. Okay. She's gonna wild shape.
I've got to say, corrupting people with Panaku is just so much fun. I think I love
Fuck off.
Hate it.
She was sort of rocking back and forth in front of the entrance, and when you just think like you can't really, leave her, and then she just transformed in a small Bengal, and it just sits there, and you can see sort of like it becomes cat like, almost like, all the, when she transforms in a wild shape, she leaves the emotional trauma behind, and she's just like a happy little cat for however long the wild shape will last. She's just sort of licking her paws and looking at you curiously and meows. It's like her escape.
Mm-hmm. Defense mechanism.
Mm.
So Mir and Smoke, you're going to go up and investigate everything. One of you make an investigation. One of you make a medicine, if you want.
Medicine is probably
Yeah.
better for me.
I'll investigate again.
If you're doing medicine, Mir, you can do it at advantage because you've already had a good look, so you know what to
Yeah.
expect.
Ugh.
Okay. Smoke. You actually collected most of the useful evidence in the form of the cartographer's tools and a few maps and charts. You see in one of the map cases, you take a look. It's a fucking route to the River Styx.
I knew that was coming.
You also see some notes, almost like personal diary of Haldruri Bottle Grip,
Yeah.
who is the amputee cartographer. You basically witness not only his like musings on the weather and the tides and the the pressure and temperature, but corresponding with the end of the storms that subsided maybe 4 or 5 months ago. You see how Drury's musings that Umberly was in terrible pain or danger. And he recalls a legend that when God's domains are under threat or in danger of being absorbed by another deity or powerful being, that they're able to grant one last blessing and bestow their power onto an individual before they die. Seeing what happened to Tilly only last night makes you linger on this thought. But a few blank pages go by, and how Drury seems to move from note making to sketching. And you see a sketch, a rough outline of a Goliath. Mia,
Yeah.
you investigating the death of Haldrori Bottlegrit?
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah. His larynx is completely crushed. He was strangled to death. His prosthesis was battered, rendering it flimsy and useless. This person, given their size and disability, would not have presented much of a threat. However, what Traz said about black eyes, you can see this kind of black tar burn into the eye sockets. The eyes are virtually missing. It's a horrifying sight.
Ugh.
It's as if someone was held and with something hot, their eyes were burnt out.
You see now, Smoke, why I wanted to get the fuck out.
It's a grisly scene.
Does he? He was a worshipper of Umbally. In fact, is that suggested by his diary that he himself was a follower of Umbally, or he was just?
Yeah, it's got Umberlee's wave insignia embossed on the cover of his diary.
Yeah.
Just like the blue whale on Kirsty's new diary.
Sounds not unlike what Tilly was afraid of. That worshippers of Umbally can be corrupted, and his whose name we do not speak can flow through them.
I don't know what we do with him.
Look at this. He mused in his diary. He says that when a god is about to die or lose their domain, that they have the power to bestow their own blessing and power onto a mortal. It seems like if this truly happened to Aurel, that the blessing was passed on to Tilly. But look at this.
Oh.
I'll scroll onto the pages with a sketch of a Goliath.
No.
I don't want to speak too hopefully, but could it be that when Umbally was slain, that she blessed upon Coronac?
I think it could be that. Ooh.
You know, when I spoke to Midnight, she took me away for a moment and she showed me the fates of Galen and Coronac. And Galen had been truly corrupted by this being. But Coronac, his soul, She showed me this river in hell. It's still there. And I'll point to the pages that describe the same thing in the river Styx.
Oh. So he could be saved?
Do we have just a fool's hope because he is a friend? Or could it really be?
I think that's all the hope we need. Oh,
I'll just set about grabbing every last bit of any map, notes, diaries. You know, obviously we already grabbed stuff, but
Quite a lot of maps of the Isles in general.
yeah. Even that's coming as well because we're about to
Mhm.
take a journey. So
does Oral's blessing put a mark on Tilly?
maybe.
Was Coronac targeted?
Humberly did choose Coronac as champion.
We should watch her.
Mia and Smoke re-emerge from the temple. What do you wish to do with the temple? Are you going to inform anyone, or I'm not trying to ask you leading questions, but how would you feel about that temple now, this shrine?
Not good. You tell someone?
Yeah, it should be kept quiet from the public, but someone needs to know. Maybe Castor can be trusted too.
Tell Caston. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. You catch up with Bengal, Tilly, and I'll switch over, if you don't mind, to Jacob.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Well, there's a few things Jacob wants to do, but today he wants to do some stuff at the temple, but with me. But today, while they've both gone, he's going to go and see Kalain.
Okay. You wish to spend time under her tutelage?
Yes.
Okay, there's a few things we've got to tie up. So, if you don't mind, roll me a d4. Okay. Between now and setting off, you can get 3 days of tutelage out of Kalain. Split up however you want. It's not three. It's 3 8-hour shifts if you like.
Yeah.
But she is happy to share a bit of culture with Jacob. And I don't know, I guess spending time with a noble just before he embarks on a journey to Last Hello, maybe that kind of reintroduces him to the kind of upper echelon of society and helps him prepare for just how to act. If you get my drift. Yeah.
Remembers forgotten eloquence lessons from his youth.
Exactly. She kind of helps you use your painter supplies. You don't think it will take much more practice to get proficiency with painting supplies. The thing it would take, you feel, in order to achieve a mastery, you would need to embark on the creation of a good work, a great work, if you like. So when you create something, that performance check will decide whether you gain proficiency or not.
Okay.
But it will not be for
A while.
a while.
Yep.
So I think actually Smoke, I know you've just had you were kind of assisting Tilly in what she wanted to do, but you also perhaps had the chance to explore some recruitment options at some point in this time as well.
Yeah.
So just from a above the table perspective, what did you want to do?
So in terms of any recruitment for people I know, obviously just sort of the tabaxi. So my thought is that with the recent drama with Thunder and everything, now that the orb is elsewhere and it's safely, I'm just gonna kind of like leave him to carry on with Stormcradle and just see how he pans out. And I want Flame to like be with him so that I'll know I can talk to him about it. But
temper his ambitions.
yeah, exactly. Because he's kind of like, he strikes me as kind of a little bit smart. He's been through enough to like not have patience for any bullshit. But Lone Snow, I want to try and find her and see if she might be able to come with us.
Okay, so she would be at Stormcradle. So are you trying to get in and just speak to Lone Snow unnoticed, or would you mind crossing paths with Thunder and Flame?
Yeah, we can still cross paths and everything.
Okay, well, just make an investigation check. We'll see if she's there.
Oof, maybe not.
She ain't there, I'm afraid.
It's
busy. Stormcradle is big, and as you know, it still has a lot of clearing out to do. Maybe Snow's gone back to Maloon. You don't really see head and tail of anyone with that role, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, I'll just leave a message with whoever I do see, just that we're looking for Lone Snow's expertise, since she knows a lot about nature, and she's also quite well read when it comes to history of the Isles. So, and I'm struggling to remember if she was a druid and had the ability to wild shape herself.
No, she's not a druid.
She's a
cleric wizard.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
We never had
okay,
one of
great.
those.
Yeah. Nonetheless, still useful. Hopefully, she's a knowledgeable one. Yeah, it's just kind of a leave a note kind of situation then.
Okay, we'll see if she is able to arrive. I'll think about that and roll for it in due course. So far, you've managed to recruit, or at least gain an audience with Vanoth, Shamsel Vuk, the old Argent Knights. The last thing I wanted to do was deal with like an advert. Yeah, you still wanting to put an advert, see who else you can get? All right.
Can we advertise for... Did we decide on a cook yet?
No.
Could I suggest that maybe we go to the dwarven side of town and maybe look for a good dwarf who knows how to brew a good ale? Don't want to spend all that time on sea without a good ale.
Do they actually brew on ships? Isn't that something that's like dangerous to do during the voyage?
You got to have some.
I'm just asking, like out of interest. I don't. I have no idea how it works, but like
you've got
like you
the capacity. The capacity for cargo on your ship will be 100 tons, and even with 24,000 gold pieces worth of supplies, you've got about 94 tons left. So if you want to put an entire fucking brewery in your ship,
it doesn't seem safe.
No,
honestly, it doesn't seem.
It's
safe.
a bit more steampunk, that, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, I want a group persuasion check, please, from everyone for your advertising efforts over the next few days.
Yeah, as these are happening over the next few days, can we use our daily inspiration?
I was going to ask.
No,
No.
Because we're shit.
Oh, I mean, there's your crit for you.
Jacob.
He asks for inspiration and then crits.
The crit just levels it up. Oh, and that just tips it.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if I could approach a dwarf specifically because I get advantage on persuasion with dwarves.
Okay.
I mean, it is. I mean,
and I genuinely wanted to go and see if we could get a cool dwarf along that might be a good brewer.
Not gonna give him that advantage there, Dan. Maybe just a little advantage there.
Well, I've just rolled to see who turns up with them rolls. Okay.
Okay.
2 people respond. Seemingly, neither of them have anything better to do because that's their just where they're at the moment. But approaching the Temple of Mystra over the next couple of days. Number 1, the returning Horace Grimshackle.
Safe there.
No fucking way.
I will tell you that as a Grimshackle, he's got proficiency with brewer supplies. Mythbrook IPA is in his blood. However, whether you trust him and want him aboard your ship, that's up to you.
I think he's
He
a
did
So
great
was it?
surprise
Did you
for
say
me.
Horace?
Horace
Yeah.
Grimshackle. Where did he go in the meantime, though? Is a good question. Did he go down south to find out what happened?
He had a fucking training montage like some Rambo shit, and now he's like, oh, yeah, I could come along as ship. That sounds like a nice job.
He's gonna fucking kill us in our sleep.
So is that a no, or are you? Do you want to bring him along, or
Tilly has no.
We'll
Tilly
wait
has
to see
voice
who
now.
else we get.
okay? The other person is Liberation.
Oh, that's good.
Who was that again? Sorry.
Libby.
Libby.
The
Libby.
mute tiefling.
Yes. Her full name is Liberation. I completely forgot about that.
She approaches shyly, but it seems as though being a mute tiefling on the streets of Silvercrest in the dead of winter has not been kind, and she seems to be suffering a little bit. Her confidence is a bit shot. She communicates through Jacob and Thieves' Cant that she cared deeply about Lone Spell and that the night that Galen died just replays over and over in her heart, in her mind. She wants to get out of Silvercrest, and she really wants to come with you.
Jacob will say to her, I understand the need to leave a place and leave memories. I would welcome you along.
She'd also be a fucking good surgeon, just saying.
Mm,
I mean,
yeah, that's what we need.
We could make her the surgeon and Tilly could pick up cooking, though everything would taste like mushroom, just saying, for the 2 months that we're traveling. It's just the price we have to pay collectively.
Well, like Dan said, it might. Maybe we can even have 2 surgeons. Maybe we can even have 2 people on a roll.
Yeah, for the way the mechanics work, you would need to like declare a primary, and if they die or bring about a revolt or mutiny, then
Or we have to leave the ship and they have to stay on the ship.
It makes perfect sense for the story, and we haven't found a good cook. So yeah, let's do that. She will be the surgeon. I'll go to cooking. Tilly's got cooking utensils proficiency, and she can definitely make stuff. She can make food with her magic as well.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
We're all going to be sick of good berries by the end of this trip.
It's not just good berries. She's got like, what is it? Just like
Create food and water or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So we've got Vanoth, Libby, Caleb, Dargleen, the others. Shamselvuk. Did you want Shamselvuk to be the quartermaster?
That's.
Give him this
Even
shit
when
job.
So Lone Snow may yet turn up, although I will say with Smoke's roll, it's unlikely.
Yeah.
You know, Vanoth and Caleb and Dargleen could all vie for between the positions of captain and first mate. Depends who you really want. Captain is going to be the person who gives the orders, and it's the most important role.
Yeah, I remember Vanoth had advantage in a bunch of face type skills, insight, intimidation, deception, animal handling for some reason.
Captain Tusktooth.
For Quartermaster.
Hmm.
The like navigational thing, and you said it was a kind of like hopefully a proficiency in nature.
Hmm.
But would survival sub in for that? Because that
It's
sounded quite good for me until you were like, oh, and nature, which I think she's got a -1.
Because nature's intelligence based, suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, survival is like just like a practical side of nature, isn't it?
yeah, it's like tracking, finding shelter, whereas nature is obviously reading the tides and the wind, and is a little bit more ethereal. However, it's my fucking game.
I'm just gonna
I'm-
change it.
Yeah, if I would rather player characters than NPCs take up these roles. So if we want to sub in survival and nature, and Mir wants to be a quartermaster, that's fine by me.
Sure, and
Would,
Shamsel
would
would
everyone else
just,
be okay
like,
with it?
I think
Yeah,
that sounds
Shamsel
perfect.
can Shamsel fuck off. I mean,
No, I still want him to come. It's just gonna be this. Why don't he make
Yeah.
what you call it, like a journal?
Yeah, chronicler.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what he'll do, and he will be grumpy and he'll hate it, and we're gonna love it.
yeah, he'll be the comic relief.
Yeah.
So the only, if you're thinking Vanoff is the captain, the only real position then to fill is first mate, and you've got loads of people who'd make good first mates. So you can think on that.
Wasn't that supposed to be Caleb?
Caleb,
I think Caleb with like
Caleb.
Stag as a close like second.
First and a second mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All
good
right.
because he's
All
got like a whole gang that he can like help to whip
Enforce.
all the crew into shape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chief whips.
But is
and
that
they're all
gonna
tough
mean
as well.
is that gonna mean that John is the only one without a role? That's gonna suck a little.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like Smoke is a bit more of an all-rounder anyway, and skill proficiencies aren't really where his strengths lie. So.
If Caleb is being first mate and we have a situation, Smoke's a pretty damn good commander for like shore party or
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing.
Oh, he's leading the OA team. Is he the red shirt or the yellow shirt? Is he dying on the first mission or coming?
Thinking more as O'Neill than anything else.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, one of Smoke's objectives is really being like an ambassador for the Tabaxi people, isn't he? So
That makes
he might
sense.
have that more ceremonial role.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are
Well,
we going? Are we going?
you have assembled your crew.
Sunshine's got to come as well.
Yeah, he definitely is coming. Yeah, for sure.
More comic relief.
Yeah.
Sunshine and Shamselvuk are going to get on just great.
They're gonna be
Oh,
best
Oh
buds.
god.
Best buds.
Oh, also, not on subject of crew, but if we're talking about things we want to get done,
Mhm.
I talked about it with Kirsty. She seemed happy with it. Jacob has currently got in his inventory the anti-magic grenade.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's going to hand that in for study for... Oh, I forgot his name again. Alvard to
Alvard.
study at the temple. And in
Yeah.
return, he's going to take on the adventure with him, the Helm of Underwater Action.
I knew you were going to do that. Yeah. That's useful.
We're going on a ship. There's
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
Jacob wants to be able to swim.
Yeah, that's fine. Swap one in, take one out. Absolutely.
There you go.
And speaking of Halvard, I need to commission something from him. Should I just, which we've already discussed. Do you want to?
We can say you've already done this if you want over the days.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, you can just say.
Mir's commissioned like a commemorative weapon to commemorate the meeting with Midnight of the council and her. So he is going to spend some time doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it doesn't take him very long. It's a sword, and he's just enchanting a sword. And he's an artificer.
Oh, cool.
He can make beer barrels, shoot cannons, and stuff like that. So it's not very difficult. However, he does take the time to make it to your exacting specification, and he wants to imbue its ceremonial purpose with a certain flair. So yeah, we named it together, didn't we? Really?
Yeah.
Where is it? I just want to post it up so people know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find it.
Do you remember what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yay, Jacob can breathe underwater now.
There we go. So I will display in VTT. Oh no, not the picture.
That's very
Oh,
pretty.
Cool.
Very cool. Does it have hole in the middle?
Yeah, Nightcaller.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Um,
it's not a collar. It just looks like it.
Nightcaller.
Oh, can you see that?
We can't see a description.
Yeah, weird.
No, but
Hold on.
you can
I'll just
find
put
it in.
never whisper, and then nope, it's just whispering to me.
I
I
mean,
don't know why.
found it by searching in my inventory inventory management for it.
Do you want to post it in the chat?
I can post the text. I can copy the text. Or
I'll just click display now.
no, it doesn't allow me to do that.
Requires attunement by a fighter, rogue, bard, sorcerer, or
Okay.
wizard.
In fact, there you go.
Yeah.
I had to equip it. I'm now taking it away again.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Extra D8 radiant damage. You gain 1. As long as it's exposed to the night side, you can cast Commune. Was that? Did we say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's literally a hotline sword to Mistra. Like, hey. But obviously, it's staying at the temple for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a cool weapon. Yeah, I imagined it would be like installed across like a mantle piece in the
Yeah.
cloister room.
Or like magically suspended.
That's even
hovering.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. With like a little plaque.
And like
Yeah.
there's a hole in the top of the temple where like the night sky can come in
Yeah.
to imbue it.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful. Love it.
The last thing to do, I'm going to end the session on it because I'm very tired. Thank you for everybody's patience doing lots of individual things, especially you, Lucy, who has to suffer through some of this prep now and not join in on Saturday.
Oh.
Well, I'm intrigued to know how it goes, guys. So, you know,
Oh.
What I would
you won't
like,
be
very
filming it
wet.
though, because you're in person. So,
exactly, we won't be
Yeah.
now. I might do a little time lapse with my iPad or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
fun.
What I'd like you to do is, and we don't have to take it, but it's a fun little game. You, as Lucas hinted at, you need to name the ship.
Mm.
So, what I would like you to do is whisper me a name. Then I'm going to post all the names up, and you can then vote for one in secret, and I'll tell you which one gets it.
Okay. So what was it?
Mm.
/W or
Yeah, /W.
oh, I can just do it to
Slash
GM.
W, yeah, GM or Dungeon Master.
I'm just gonna do test. Okay.
Yeah,
Can I have
that
a couple of
works.
minutes to think?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Lou. What do you think?
Do we also want to talk about the other naming thing we're supposed to be doing as well?
Yeah, I think we might have to do that in person.
The group. Yeah. I mean, we had some decent ideas, didn't we? We just decide on one of those.
have you all just put a name in?
I'm thinking.
I'm like, I can't think. Yeah. I heard typing. I was like, that's you already thought about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
mine's not very original. I don't really. I've used up I've used up my creativity in a roleplay today. Thanks, by the way, guys. It's been really
It's
great.
been really good. It was crazy how we were genuinely terrified of Trazamin because we knew
I
what
was
is
I was
behind
freaking.
him.
God.
I was
Like,
freaking. I was freaking shaking in that moment. It was really,
yeah,
really intense.
It speaks like a lot that we are all terrified of Panaku.
yeah, it does.
I don't even like saying it.
I know I
in-game
don't like
anyway.
saying it in game.
Ugh.
And I feel weird about basically being responsible for him. It's
Yep.
so fun, honestly.
Feels
And now
much
have to
more
deal with it.
invasive rather than just like, oh, there's a really
And it-
bad guy and he's really
Yeah.
powerful and he's over there. It's like
With
this
exactly with
god is taking over other gods and fucking
because of everything
people.
that happened to Galen was so freaking close to this.
Yeah.
That is it's insane.
How do you whisper?
/W/W space Dungeon Master space message.
No. That I didn't. Say that again.
/W space Dungeon Master space message.
Eh, or you could just chat him in Discord if that's easier.
Ooh.
Oh, I missed Dan's thing saying that he introduced Gale and Gus to one of his sixth form parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like one art of Gale and Gust, I think. I
I
want to see
know,
him.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's everyone. Here we go then. I'm going to put a sixth one in. 'Cause
Okay.
You might,
had a think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, number 1. Number 2. Number 3. I kind of like a shorter version of this one, Kirsty, but
Okay. I don't know who put this one on. Oh, sir. Why not Enterprise?
and finally,
Oh, so now we know the last one's yours, right?
no. Lots of similar themes coming up. So all you have to do is vote. You cannot vote for your own.
Are we whispering that to you as well?
Yeah, just whisper me a number. They're in order, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Just waiting for you. Oh, it's a tie.
Ooh.
Do you get the final say?
I might do then, might I? Don't know. That's a bit. I'm gonna
How-
flip. I'm gonna flip a
Die,
coin for
roll
it.
it.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
you
can
got to
we
roll
have
a die
tie?
for it, surely.
How can we
Okay.
have a tie with 5 people? Oh, because you voted too.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, we've got a tie because you can.
There's
two
two
people
voted
voted
for
for
one,
one, two voted for another, and then someone else voted for
For
a different
something
one.
completely
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do
So
we know what it's between?
it is between Lady of the Waves and the Star Seeker, which are both great, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, or I don't want to get people into discussion. So, are we happy to flip for it? Because I think they're both great.
Fine
Yeah.
by me.
Sure.
Okay, Lucy, since you're not going to be here, I'm going to give you the honours. Roll me a d4. Odds will be Lady of the Waves. Evens will be Starseeker. So Lady of the Waves. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, there you have
The
it.
creator. Hey.
So
You
shall
win.
we say that Castor and Tisha preside over the christening of the Lady of the Waves and smash a bottle of champagne off the bow?
That sounds very cool. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can all have you have one last night in Silvercrest together as a party. As a vulture lands menacingly on a lamplight in the distance. No, I'm only
Just like to clarify, we don't go looking at any mines. We don't go and meet any new
No.
NPCs.
Oh my
We're all
God.
just
We're
going to
gonna-
stay in one spot and sit
Keep
down.
very quiet.
Yeah.
Are we gonna stop in like every port town that possible, and we're gonna go and search for diamonds in every single one of them?
Oh, yeah. As it's been a few days, would the diamond Jacob have ordered have arrived?
Yeah. It arrived in a. Is it 500 gold piece diamond? It arrives in a cute little box like you might get off a Etsy seller, with a bed of straw to sit on. And it also has a perfumed business card of Ruby Rolamuri's that also has like a lipstick on it that she just puts in to Jacob.
Ruby came through again. Mere a diamond. This should be useful.
Tisha picks up the card and says, Jacob, I think she's into you.
I mean, maybe. She is.
You
Rather
got a
attractive
history?
herself.
Oh. I think you're into her.
Don't know.
Well,
Maybe.
She
Possibly.
does shiny.
sure.
Jacob loves shiny. So
She
How
sells
much-
the shiny things. Yes.
yeah. Are we
She's
gonna
How much was
lovely,
it?
hasn't it?
500, right?
500 gold
500.
piece diamond. Yeah.
Amazing.
We definitely need that.
Yep.
By the way, do we go south and then along?
Oh yeah, I guess that's something else to decide.
Which way we go?
Do you
Got the
guys
map
have the
open.
map available?
I've been looking at the
Yeah,
map
it's in the
earlier.
player folder.
Looks as though it's a bit of a shorter distance if we go the south route, but doesn't
Oh,
mean
I'd
it's
say-
the best way.
From
Wait.
Silvercrest, go round past Grimshackle
Yeah.
/
We
our.
I'm just gonna, just for the benefit of everybody who can't quite find it. Should be able to see that.
Yeah, so if we're at Silvercrest, we're going all the way to Last Hollow.
Literally a continent away.
Yeah.
Mm,
Potentially, if we go south past Mythbrook, past Grimshackle, then up through Quenya Canter, between.
Oh, and then you want to go up that way.
That's possibly, and then along the bay, through the Narrows.
Okay, you would know, Jacob. The Narrows are called as much because they're pretty treacherous.
Maybe not then.
Shallow water.
Pretty
I'm going to say there are very few safe ways to get to Last Hollow from where you are. There's going to be danger at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it's almost.
Are we gonna stop at the prison?
Well, we're going past it.
Which prison?
Brimshackle.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not a port, so the Oddwater Cove there, you'd be able to stop at, and that's a few hours away from Grimshackle. So you'd stay the day off your traveling by.
Well, couldn't we like drop an anchor, jump into a rowboat?
Yeah. You could row into if you want to.
Because there's a beach.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at which is.
I, as a player, I just feel like I don't know.
We haven't been home in a while.
There has been a lot of like stuff happening that we don't know about, and it would be fun if our our characters knew about everything that happened. No?
Vanoff knows everything because
True.
He's been there and he's a captain of your ship now.
True.
And he's gonna.
Yeah.
He might have to come clean to everybody about who he really is.
Oh yeah.
You forgot.
I forgot for a minute.
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
But Dan, you're gonna play him, right?
Yeah, I can play him.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a million ways we can stop here, isn't there, on the way? Like,
I got a little mini recently in one of those like loot boxes, which I try and avoid. But it's a Goliath fighter mini, so it's perfect. It's Vanoff. So
Brilliant. Trying to think it might, because you've either got the Narrows or the Creeping Blight,
Both
that.
or the Sea of Serpents.
They all sound so fucking inviting.
Yeah, I think Jacob's route across the islands, he'd have got a little boat from Splinter Pass to Blister Cut.
Probably just like crossing as little water as possible.
Yeah, and then he'd have walked, gone around the desert and then down to Maloon. Yeah, maybe crossed somewhere, but yeah.
So
yeah,
the two things that Ruby mentioned to me was Jade Water, right?
And the Tanderai,
Which is all right. I see it.
Yeah, which is near the Vade Mecum, amusingly.
Very amusingly.
Which is for Lucy's benefit. That's where Galen was from.
Yep.
Oh, man,
And his next character.
His parents.
Yeah.
Well, my parents aren't there, but my
Adopted parents.
my adopted mother is there, and yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love this map. I'm just saying, it took me 3 months to make this map.
It's good.
Yeah,
Good.
it's incredible.
I think potentially, if again, as we said, if we went around to Grimshackle, then up east, maintained along the coast, East Cliff, Shimmerport, rather than sail straight across the bay and deep water, Shimmerport, and then cross and go round the bottom of Quenya Nailed, south of Aranthalor. I don't know whether it's better to go. It might be better to go.
they all sound very
round.
bad. All of these names sound really bad.
I want to go to Paradise Reef, but I bet he's fucking ironically named it Paradise Reef.
Full of beholders and shit.
Paradise Reef sucks.
Where's Paradise Reef?
It's where
North.
it's literally where Panako is.
All right, yeah.
He's just chilling on the beach with a drink.
Yeah,
I was
Hawaiian
thinking
shirt.
if we go up, if we avoid the Narrows and do go up past Splinter Pass, Northwatch, and then down to Last Hollow that way.
Oh, you want to do like an S?
Maybe it might be because yes, we do go along the edge of the Sea of Serpents. But
It's quite a
might
lot
be
longer
safer
than
than
going
the
through the
narrows.
narrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we just go all the way south and go up the.
I wish this
Struggling
was
to
like a
read.
whole. I wish this was the whole world, so that we could just sail that way and then come out on the other
Yeah.
side, like those 2D maps
whole
from an
thing.
old RPGs. Just like go that way and then come out this way,
Yeah.
and then you're like, we're there.
Civilization. Like,
Yep. That
Yeah.
would have been awesome.
Would Jacob no? Jacob wouldn't. Would Jacob know anything about the Sea of Serpents? Bleak
nope.
or the Blazing Shore?
We'll probably make some rolls on the way from everybody,
Yeah.
I guess, involved. But
We also might be able to find out some intel on the way, like if we stop somewhere a bit closer.
Oh, you're not going to be the only people on the water. There's going to be stuff to find, things to encounter. So don't count on a straight
You know your
shot.
big parcel that was bigger than you expected?
we might.
Is it a giant ship model?
You'll see, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay,
Okay.
I've got my spells prepped for a sea journey anyway.
Well, Jacob
Yeah.
can now breathe underwater for when he inevitably goes overboard.
I can make 10 people do that.
People will
for
be going
24
overboard.
hours.
It's also the fact that Jacob gets a swim speed with the helmet.
Yeah, be handy.
I've got some gloves.
Mia
for that
has
as
one of
well.
those, and Smoke can walk on water as well, can't
And I
he?
can
So
walk on it, yeah.
So it's only Tilly that will drown if she falls into water.
Can wild shape though, that's going to help you a whole lot.
Oh yeah, but she
Yeah.
can't
But
control that, so we just have to
I can't.
punch her until she turns into a fish.
We'll
Yeah,
just
but
dress her out.
Yeah.
I literally can't control what I turn into. I could turn into a bird inside the water. So fuck that shit. No.
We'll just have to yeet you into the water and be like, think fast! Good
No,
luck!
Yeah.
she's
Be like, I am really upset about Polonius.
I lied. I was just trying to spell your feelings.
Yeah, she definitely turned into something for that. But no, she's got water breathing. That's 24 hours. It should be enough to survive, hopefully. At least being in the water, not animals in the water or anything that will shoot us in the water or anything like that.
So have a think about the route you plan to take. I know there's some speculation gone on, but let me know because there may be a little bit of extra prep I need to consider. I have most of these places set in my mind, but I'll need to write some notes down just ahead of time, I think. 'Cause there's so many places. But just let me know.
Sorry. I'm happy to do recap for today. I feel like I've done a lot of it was about Tilly. I'm very happy to write one for
Cool.
this session.
Cool.
So I'll do that probably tomorrow or Friday. And then we'll see each other at 11 on Saturday morning.
Mhm.
That sounds. Are you?
Oh yeah,
am
I was telling Kirsty before. There is scaffolding up around my house at the minute. I'm getting a new roof, so it's fine. Like it doesn't disturb us. But you will notice there's just loads of scaffolding around my house. If you like, was that Dan's house? It's my house.
Okay, thank you. Landmark.
Lucas, are you picking me up again?
Yeah, sure, of course.
And I'm doing some fuely stuff.
I'll be at yours, John, at